Weekday afternoons, catch a can't-miss block of programming on the Big Ten Network. Beginning at 3 Eastern, go on campus to see what's new across the Big Ten with 2 full hours of the University Showcase. Then at 5 Eastern, get the inside story on the football season from the men in charge with an hour of coaches' shows. And at 6, relive the magical games from years past on the Big Ten's greatest games. It's all weekdays starting at 3 Eastern, only on the Big Ten Network.
Back at Purdue, Northern Illinois and the Boilermakers ready to kick off here from Ross-Ade Stadium. And an absolutely gorgeous late September Saturday for football. So you have a good crowd on hand. Both teams coming here with 1-1 records. Let's welcome in the third member of our crew this afternoon, Lara Overton. Lara?
Thanks, Craig. I had the chance to ask Ralph Bolden yesterday how he's responding to this sudden media attention. He said it doesn't really affect him. It's just part of the game. Now, he does say the extra pressure he's getting from defense is just a sign of respect. He believes his compact size makes him harder to spot, and he prides himself on his toughness and ability to block. Now, I asked him who he idolizes as a player. Probably no surprise, Barry Sanders. Craig and Rod, what do you think of that?
I think he's probably right on with that. The body description certainly fits that, and his yardage in the first 2 games so far in 2009, Rod.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is coming in and, you know, he really didn't know what to expect. Last year, he really didn't know the system, and this year he understands the system. Joey Elliott said he is comfortable on what he sees on the field, and he is seeing a lot of good football right now. This guy's getting it done when he carries the ball.
Saw Danny Hope, Purdue's head coach. There's Jerry Kill, Northern Illinois' head coach. Second season for Jerry Kill. Took his team to a bowl game, the Independence Bowl, a year ago. Danny Hope trying to get Purdue back to bowling. He said, you know, one of the biggest differences between these 2 programs, he said, you look at the end of last year, they went bowling. We didn't. We need to get back.
Yeah, Coach, he believes that these guys trust in each other. They're playing good football. Last week they lost a disappointing game. They believe they can come in here and win this football game. Danny Hope has a lot of energy, and these players are feeding off that energy.
Northern Illinois will kick off. Royce Adams, Aaron Valentine, Sept deep for the Boilermakers. Mike Salerno will do the kicking for the Huskies, and we are underway. Week 3 of the college football season, and it's going to be Valentine from his goal line. Looking for some running room, good special teams by Northern Illinois, and Purdue will take over inside their own 20-yard line. So Purdue is on offense first, so Joey Elliott will step out, making his 3rd career start and 3rd start of the season. He hopes to clean up his 5 interceptions from his first 2 games. Otherwise, a very solid start for Joey Elliott. 4 touchdown passes. He leads a high-octane Purdue offense that leads the Big Ten. They'll start out from their 17. Bolden gets the call, and he flips back to Adams. Looking for some running room, but Northern Illinois not fooled.
But Northern Illinois plays a base defense. They are fundamentally sound. They don't get after the quarterback with a lot of different blitzes. They stay in their base cover 4. They're going to be in their spots they belong into.
Now time for the Rotel Velveeta starting lineup, because you can't start your game day without the famous queso dip. Bolden off to a terrific 2-game start. Keith Smith is Elliott's go-to guy. And they'll run another reverse. This time Valentine's looking for some running room and gets pushed out of bounds over the 20-yard line at the 24. So they're trying to get that ground game established a little bit, but they're doing it with a little wildness.
Yeah, you know, what you're seeing so far, 2 reverses. So they're testing the discipline of the Huskies defense. And, you know, they're going out there saying, are you going to be in the spots that you're taught all week to be in? So far, so good for the Huskies defense.
So the 2 receivers get the first 2 carries of the game. 3rd down, long 3. Elliott back to pass, and it's dropped. Jared Crank had a beat on it, but just couldn't come up with the football. About as simple as that.
I mean, it's just a little bootleg coming out, and you have to make these type of catches. This is a simple throw and catch, and when you're not concentrating, when you're not bringing the ball into your hands, you drop the football.
Chris Summers in to do the punting for the Boilermakers. Senior out of Fishers, Indiana. Tommy Davis, the lone man back for Northern Illinois, takes it at his own 29, straight upfield. A lot of running room over the 40. Flag comes in about the 45-yard line on the far side of the hash mark where Davis was brought down. And it's likely to go against the Huskies and would pin them back. Good return, though, up to the 45-yard line. Penalties have not been a problem so far early in the season for either team. But it comes out early here in this contest.
During the return, holding. Northern Illinois, number 17. Penalty is 10 yards. First down.
Let's take a look on the left side of your screen.
Just a little holding right there, and it was caught from way back there, but this is not how Purdue wanted to start. This is exactly how Northern Illinois wanted to start, outside that penalty right there.
Chandler Harnish, only a sophomore, but second season as a starter. And he is from the state of Indiana, Bluffton, and he has a big crowd from his hometown on hand here. Opening handoff goes to Miko Brown. Let's check out the Rotel Velveeta starting lineups, because you can't start your game day without the famous queso dip. Backs and receivers, it's Brown, the featured ball carrier, just over 7 yards a carry. The receiving corps by committee, Willie Clark leads that. And 3 sophomores make up that front line. Adamski anchors the middle. Anyabuaga and him combined for 81 games. So some experience up front. And they've done a pretty nice job. Purdue's defense answers the call early on. Let's take a look at their starting lineups. Mike Neal, Ryan Kerrigan on that line. A rare find of the same motors on that same front line. Linebacking core, Jason Werner leads this team in tackles and leading that group of 3. And Brandon King won't start for the second straight week, so Troy Williams slides over to the corner. Josh McKinley moves in to free safety. So some adjustments early for Purdue. Loss of 1. Second down and 11. Pass this time, he dumps it off to Miko Brown, and he runs forward and gets a first down up at the 31-yard line.
This is a nice call, screen play. Really, lineman coming outside. I mean, you're going to see a huge wall for Mr. Brown out there, and he's a small guy, so it's hard to find him behind those big players. And this is a really nice call when you have an aggressive defense to throw a screen to slow that front line down for the defense.
Huskies off to a good start here, getting their first down on their opening drive. Harnish back to pass, has a man open, and it is caught out there by Marcus Lewis. And a big gainer for Northern Illinois into Purdue territory down to the 41-yard line.
And you really see it. I mean, David Painter, the corner for Purdue Boilermakers, all he did is had to stay outside. The safety's right in there to take the post play. It was a post corner, a great throw and catch by the Huskies offense.
First and 10, Northern Illinois.
First and 10 for the Huskies. Brown gets a call. Nice hole right up the middle. Spins forward down to the 36-yard line. So a pickup of 5 yards there.
I mean, that was a nice little draw play right there. I mean, you know, it's a spread offense, and normally they run a multiple different sets. They like to run the football. Anytime they get in that set, remember, the Purdue defense has to say they're going to run the ball first and throw it second.
Second down and 5, an ideal pickup on first down. Brown gets the call again, tries to get to the outside. Cuts down to the 34-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and short there. Gerald Gooden on the stop for the Boilermakers.
Yeah, they're going to feed Mr. Brown inside. We said from 20 to 20, they like to give the ball to Mr. Brown, and when he does, he can make things happen. The defense has to tackle better in open field. That time they did a great job.
3rd down and short for the Huskies. An important spot on the field. You see their 3rd down conversions just at 35% on the season. Pass tipped up in the air and intercepted. Jason Werner's got it for the Boilermakers. First turnover of the game.
Well, David Painter made up for the blown coverage when he got beat a couple plays ago. He stayed in with the slant route. He got his hands on the ball, and the leader of the defense, Jason Werner, goes up and gets the interception. This is one of the reasons he is a leader, because he's making those big plays for that defense.
He missed all of last season with a bad back, but he is more than making up for it his senior year.
There for you and life's daily miracles.
Who's the best? This guy is.
There for you and your guilty pleasures.
Going to the game this weekend, Jim?
Well, Jerry, for more on that, let's throw it over to the Hampton Hotel where my wife Tracy is checked in. Trace, what's the mood over there?
In a word, Jim, electric. Comfy beds, complimentary hot breakfast, and friendly service.
Trace, what's that noise I hear?
Wow, I wish you listened this well at home, Jim.
She's kidding.
I'm not. It's college football, honey.
Well, there you have it, folks. And Trace, I'll see you in a few hours. Back to you, Jerry.
Thank you.
All right.
The all-new BigTenNetwork.com, your home for hundreds of Big Ten video highlights. Sign up for text alerts and find out when your school will be featured on any Big Ten Network show. Interact with your favorite Big Ten Network personalities and shows on Twitter and Facebook. And download our podcasts to take the Big Ten Network with you wherever you go. The new BigTenNetwork.com. Log on now.
Big Ten Network football is presented by the United States Marine Corps, the few, the proud, the Marines. And brought to you in part by Rotel and Velveeta. Try Rotel and Velveeta's famous queso dip, the ultimate game day snack. By Phillips HD, made to feel, made to amaze, Phillips HD. And by State Farm. To us, nothing is more important than being there. The Purdue Mall here on the Purdue University campus here in West Lafayette. There is Jason Werner, and he came up with the interception a moment ago off the tip pass, and that stopped the Northern Illinois drive. A good opening drive ends on a turnover. And now Bolden, look at him slip through tacklers and gets pushed out of bounds at the 42-yard line, an 11-yard pickup and a first down.
And he did a lot of that on his own. He gets outside and he's making tacklers miss. I mean, he has a lead blocker, but he's making guys miss in the open field. And when you can find a running back like that, he's a special guy, because Danny Hope knows that we can feed him the ball, he can break one in any given play.
Well, Lara said that he idolized Barry Sanders. That looked more like the footwork of Barry.
Yes.
First down for the Boilermakers. They mark it at the 43. He gets the call again and is met right up the middle. Nowhere to go. Alex Kuba and Brian Lawson are there. Let's take a look at the Rotel Velveeta starting lineups, because you can't start your game day without that famous queso dip for Purdue. There's that offensive line. Jared Zwilling captains the 5 who blocked for Bolden. and they have become a tight unit of 5. And Ralph Bolden, we'll have more on that as our telecast goes on. Good bonding going on. This time to the tight end, Kyle Adams. But Northern Illinois defense now looks like this. Brandon Bice, the lone senior on the front 4. The linebacking core pretty strong with Kuba, Schiller, and Hansen. And the secondary features Tracy Wilson, is first on that team and 3rd in the MAC in tackles. Third down along 7. Elliott straight over the middle, and this one falls incomplete. Don't know if somebody got a hand on that one, Patrick George, or just behind the intended receiver, Valentine. The principal edge to the game is Jason Werner, and that Purdue defense returning 7 starters from last season. And having starters back is big, but improving is even bigger.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing they know, that they need to improve on the defense with tackling. They're going to be tested all day with the running backs that the Huskies have.
Good punt by Summers. Tommy Davis has nowhere to go, pinned inside his 10-yard line. And they'll mark the ball at the 7, so Northern Illinois will start very deep in their own territory. And they had a terrific drive going, but it ended on a tip pass and interception by Purdue's defense and Jason Werner.
The first thing we saw with that first drive with the Huskies is that they had multiple sets. They came out in a regular pro set, which is 1 tight end, 2 backs, 2 receivers, and then they spread the ball out, and they were running the football, throwing it. They were mixing up, keeping the Purdue defense on its heels.
Harnish back over center. And not a whole lot of running room down there for Chad Spann, who makes his first appearance in the game. Torrey Williams in on the stop for Purdue.
And who's playing corner? Torrey Williams. This guy's there starting safety, and he's moved out, and he's very versatile. He's a player that if you need him to play corner, he's going to play corner. If you need him at safety, he's going to play safety. He's one of the leaders of this defense, and he needs to step up his play. And if he does that, this defense will play that much better.
Brandon King has been banged up the last couple of weeks, although the coaching staff told us yesterday he's practiced better, but really didn't expect him to see a lot of time on the field here this afternoon. Pickup of 2 for Spann. This time Harnish keeps it himself, and he can do that, and he picks up a first down. Dwight McLean on the stop.
Yeah, this is a called quarterback draw. And the one thing about this guy, when you find a quarterback that can beat you in the air and with his feet, that's a double-edged sword for a defender. You got to think, am I going to defend the pass? And when you drop back, he gets the quarterback draw, and really it's a quarterback guy because he had lead blocker. So this guy is a double threat for this football team.
You mentioned off the top more than 2,000 total yards between passing and rushing last year. And he's only a sophomore. 1st and 10. This time a heavy rush coming in, and Ryan Kerrigan brings him down on the quarterback sack all the way back to the 10-yard line.
Ryan Kerrigan, everybody is saying if he was at Penn State or Ohio State, this guy would be a consensus All-American. He would be a top-round draft choice. He gets it done. He has a high motor in it. He can get pressure off the edge. That just helps his defense that much more, keeping the opposing offenses off the board.
That's it. Don Landholm has been telling us Neal and Kerrigan together are a rare find on the same team because they're a disruptive force. They can do it inside and out. Loss all the way back to the 10, so 2nd down and 18. This time, Harnish keeps it himself. Not a whole lot of running room at all. Gerald Gooden in on the stop for the Boilermakers.
Well, they tried to get him. They got him the first time with that quarterback draw, but this time they were waiting on it. They have to understand if they want to win this football game, this is a solid Huskies offense. They have to do extremely well in tackling this football. And that was one emphasis going into the week. We're going to do a lot of tackling drills. We're going to emphasize getting in your spots and getting the ball carrier down.
3rd down and 17 for the Huskies. Midway through the opening quarter here in West Lafayette. No score. Harnish out of the shotgun. Pitches back. Span's got it. Tries to turn the corner. And gets up near the 20-yard line, but well shy of the first down. Joe Holland on the stop, the weak side linebacker for Purdue.
A little option to the strong side, reading the defensive end, trying to get the running back outside the defenders. The one thing I like what I'm seeing right now about the Purdue defense, they're tackling in space. This is what they have not done the previous 2 games.
Josh Wilbur set back to punt for the first time today. Aaron Valentine standing back inside his 40-yard line. Line drive kicks, and boy, Valentine almost let that go over his head. Looking for some running room. Cuts back up the middle, still on his feet. Needs one more good block to turn the corner. He's inside Husky territory, inside the 40. Still on his feet, inside the 20, and he'll take it to the house. What a return for a touchdown.
Outstanding punt return by Mr. Valentine. You know, I mean, it all started with the line drive punt. So the covering team really didn't have a chance, and he set up his blockers beautiful. I mean, he's dipped inside and made it back to the outside, and once you can do that, you can get some blockers in front of you. He had the skills and the speed to get down to the sideline and get into the end zone.
Boy, barely caught that ball from the get-go, but what a return. Extra point by Carson Wiggs is good, and Purdue is on the board first with special teams and grab an early 7-0 lead over the Huskies.
Dad!
Sorry, sport. We're cutting back.
Okay.
School's like 2 miles away.
We're cutting back on gas. We're also saving with Verizon Wireless Friends and Family. Calling to any 10 out-of-network numbers. Mobile to mobile, nights and weekends, plus messaging. All unlimited.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Hey. Okay, party's over.
Share the best value in wireless by adding the kids for just $9.99 each. Get great messaging phones for under $50 like the LG Versa. Verizon Wireless.
So here we are in the 4th quarter. No time left, and the touchdown is under review.
Hey, guys. What do you think?
We're not ready to go yet. Is there any way you can send this thing into overtime?
No problem.
I don't know what he was looking at, but we're going into overtime.
Buffalo Wild Wings. You have to be here.
This could finally end it. Unbelievable.
The Suzuki SX4 versus the Mini. The Suzuki SX4 has more horsepower than the Mini, 25 more horsepower. The SX4 offers available all-wheel drive. The Mini doesn't. The SX4 has America's #1 warranty and GPS Navi standard. And the SX4 costs thousands of dollars less. The Suzuki SX4. It's mightier than the Mini. Lightning bolt stickers and cape not included.
If you're like most, your retirement dreams have seen better days. But with nearly 130 years of financial experience, the principal knows a few ways to help perk things up. With our helpful tools and resources, we can point you in the right direction and help put some life back in those big plans of yours. Why not start rebuilding your retirement dreams with the principal?
Made from fresh tomatoes living happily together with spicy green chilies. The bold flavor of Rotel gives your queso a kick. Spice things up with Rotel.
The State Farm wrap-up immediately after the game, only on the Big Ten Network.
Purdue out in front 7-0 over Northern Illinois midway through the first quarter. Stay tuned for the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report with scores and highlights from today's game. Busy day around the Big Ten. Busy here in West Lafayette. Carson Wiggs will get set to kick off after the 62-yard punt return for a touchdown by Valentine. And Valentine had himself a big game a week ago at Oregon. 8 catches for 82 yards and a touchdown. So he's starting to make a name for himself now on special teams. Davis takes the return right up the middle, all the way up to the 39-yard line. Let's go to Dave Rebson in Chicago now for a Prestone game break.
Thank you, Craig. Penn State on the board first against Temple. It's Darrell Clark throwing his 7th TD pass of the year. This one going to Mickey Schuler, his tight end, 7-0 Nittany Lions.
Okay, Dave. Well, really nothing new out of Penn State. They continue to throw the football even in short yardage situations. Haven't cranked up that run game just yet.
Yes, they have.
1st and 10 for the Huskies. Handoff Miko Brown. Good yardage up to the 45-yard line.
Look, this is what they want to do. They want to run the football up the middle. This is what Northern Illinois wants to do. This is their game plan to keep this game close with Purdue.
And here's a look at Valentine's exceptional punt return for the touchdown.
Yeah, he set him up perfect. Really, it all started with the line drive punt. It didn't give the Huskies cover team a chance to get down the field, but he a great job of seeing the field and getting into the end zone.
2nd down and 3. Gotta like that if you're running the offense. Brown puts his head down, lowers his shoulders, and gets close to a 1st down. Looks like he'll be just a tad shy. There's a good look at Valentine. 62-yard punt return for the touchdown.
This is one of the leaders for this football team, and as these leaders step up and play and have big plays like this in games, this will give the Purdue Boilermakers team a chance to win a lot of football games when they get into conference play in a couple weeks.
Chandler Harnish. Looks like somebody may have called a timeout.
Timeout, Northern Illinois.
All right, so the Huskies take their first timeout of the ball game. And it looks like there's a little bit of confusion down on the field. Jerry Kill will try to straighten that out with his team before we come back.
We believe there's something to be said for setting goals and achieving them, for dreaming big and getting there, for hearing biological clocks and listening, for clocking long hours, sacrificing, and succeeding, and for finally being able to say, welcome home. We are independent agents proudly representing Auto Owners Insurance Company, currently ranked highest in customer satisfaction for the auto insurance claims experience by J.D. Power & Associates.
It's time. From the #1 maker of ATVs and side-by-sides comes the 70-horsepower Sportsman 850 XP, the new Ranger 800 XP with 15% more power, and the all-new workhorse, the mid-size Ranger 400, all now backed by Polaris Payment Protection, the only plan that makes your payments at no extra cost to you. Polaris, hardest working, smoothest riding.
Weekday afternoons, catch a can't-miss block of programming on the Big Ten Network. Beginning at 3 Eastern, go on campus to see what's new across the Big Ten with 2 full hours of the University Showcase. Then at 5 Eastern, get the inside story on the football season from the men in charge with an hour of coaches' shows. And at 6, relive the magical games from years past on the Big Ten's greatest games. It's all weekdays starting at 3 Eastern, only on the Big Ten Network. Tomorrow night, there's only one show that covers everything Big Ten. Big Ten Tonight, presented by Principal Financial Group. Mike Hall and Melanie Collins bring you a complete recap of the week that was across the conference. Highlights, in-depth interviews, football analysis from Chris Martin, and your first look at what lies ahead next week. Big Ten Tonight, presented by Principal Financial Group. Tomorrow night at 10 Eastern, only on the Big Ten Network.
Big Ten football is presented by the United States Marine Corps. Purdue leads Northern Illinois 7-0. And the United States Marine Corps salutes Mike Neal, today's leader of the game. Big interior defensive lineman, senior for the Boilermakers, captain of the defense. 3rd down and inches. Brown straight ahead and easily picks up the 1st down. Big hole right up the gut into Purdue territory.
Yeah, their game plan is to run the football. They don't throw the football a whole bunch. I mean, Harnish going into this game has only had 38 attempts in the air, so they want to run the ball up the gut, make it a short game. And while if you keep the ball on the ground, the clock is ticking. That means the game is shorter, and they have a better opportunity to keep the game close with Purdue.
First down at the Boilermaker 47. Harnish rolls to his right. Pass is incomplete. And a nice job out there by David Pender. It looked like the pass had been completed, and Pender strips it away.
Yeah, David is their best cover corner that Purdue has, and you see him close the distance, doing a great job of stripping the ball, coming down on top of the ball, getting the ball released from the receiver's hands.
Landon Cox had it for a moment, but couldn't haul it in. Good defensive play by Pender. Second down and 10. Harnish out of the shotgun. Nico Brown to his right. Pass out to Landon Cox. This time he's got it inside the 40-yard line. So that'll set up third down and short. Williams and Howland there to defend it for Purdue.
Yeah, but you go back to this play, and you're going to see this bubble screen to the receiver, and this is what the coaches are talking about. He has to make that play, David Bender. If he makes a play there, now it's third and long instead of being third and short. And this is the one thing that the Purdue defensive coordinator emphasized. We have to make tackles in the open field.
Third down conversions, the Huskies 2 out of 4 so far this afternoon. Pass complete. Perez Ashford has another first down for the Huskies. They're moving the ball pretty well so far here in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, the first drive they had interception to really put that drive into halt, and this time they were just moving the ball methodical down the field, giving what the defense, or taking advantage of what the defense is giving them. Open receivers, Chandler is finding those guys, and he's doing an outstanding job of putting the ball in the air and finding those open receivers.
11 different receivers have caught passes in the first 2 games. This time there is no running room, trying to go through the interior of that Purdue defense. Mike Neal makes the initial contact, but certainly got some help.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Neal, this guy is 6'4", and over 300 pounds. He's a load in the middle. He can be playing on Sundays. He has to keep his head straight, have a good senior year, and this guy can definitely get it done.
Benches 510 pounds, and he got to 510 and decided to stop. So who knows, right?
That's 300 more pounds than I ever did.
Harnish keeps it himself. Runs that quarterback draw inside the 30-yard line. Picks up a couple. Third down and long coming up for the Huskies.
Yeah, this is this read option, and it's either you can give the ball off or a quarterback dive up the middle. And Chandler Harnish, when you have a quarterback that can run and do well with his feet, you put offensive plays in like that for your football team.
Now what will they do on third down and long? He's got Brown in the backfield. He'll take the screen. Inside the 25, lowers his head, keeps his feet going, picks up the first down for the Huskies. Great individual effort there once he caught the ball.
Yeah, I mean, this play right here, it's just a back releasing. He's the last outlet that they have. I mean, he finds him, but when you find a guy like that, you give him the ball in space. It's tough for a defender to get him on the ground. He is so small all of a sudden, and you can't get under his pads. So if he gets under your pads, he's going to win.
The Honda Generators red zone, you saw the numbers there, 6 of 10. 10 of 10 overall. They've scored 6 touchdowns, I should say, for the Huskies so far here in 2009. Harnish, quarterback draw, inside the 15. Trips ahead down to the 13-yard line. Another good pickup on first down.
I mean, they're running that quarterback draw. I mean, to my count, it's going on 4 to 5 times, and this guy can get it done with his feet. And like I said a play ago, when you have a quarterback that can make things happen with his feet, you got to give him opportunities to make plays for you, and they've definitely given him opportunities to do that in open field.
This will likely be the final play of the first quarter. 2nd down and 4, under 20 seconds to go. Harnish over center. Spann gets the call. This is his territory. Look at him keep his feet going inside the 10-yard line. Spins down to the 6, picks up another first down. With 8 seconds to go in the quarter, it's going to be 1st down and goal.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Spann, he's 5'9", 195 pounds on paper, but this guy runs tough. You see, always moving his feet, getting extra yardage for his football team.
Northern Illinois on the move, but they trail after the first quarter. It's 7-0 Purdue.
For a limited time only, lease a 2010 XF for $599 at your local Jaguar dealer.
Magic Johnson speaks through achievement. Ang Lee speaks with vision. Jane Pauley speaks with integrity. Neil Armstrong spoke of mankind. Find your voice.
They've dazzled.
If that isn't an outstanding performance, then I've never seen one.
And left some speechless. But only a select few can be called the best.
I'm Carissa Thompson. Join me every week as we list the top moments, events, and athletes of the Big Ten Conference's amazing history.
The Big Ten's best. Friday at 8 Eastern, only on the Big Ten Network.
Next Saturday on the Big Ten Network, conference play kicks off with an electrifying showdown. After last year's heartbreaking defeat, Adam Weber and Eric Decker are out for payback when they unleash the Gophers' aerial assault. But defensive stud Corey Wooten and the Wildcats are poised to make a statement in this key early season collision. It all starts with a pregame show next Saturday in high def, presented by the United States Marine Corps, only on the Big Ten Network.
The all-new BigTenNetwork.com, your home for hundreds of Big Ten video highlights. Sign up for text alerts and find out when your school will be featured on any Big Ten Network show. Interact with your favorite Big Ten Network personalities and shows on Twitter and Facebook. And download our podcasts to take the Big Ten Network with you wherever you go. The new BigTenNetwork.com. Log on now.
Hey, you'd look good in green or white.
We really think you're terrific.
Come help us defend the Rock.
Well, I'm back at you.
Big W on the helmet. You know about our Buckeye leaves, right?
No dome, no problem.
You'd look great in black and gold.
Purdue could use someone like you.
Do you like roses?
Look, our helmet's got wings. Come to Ohio State. Come to Wisconsin.
Indiana.
Iowa.
Purdue.
Illinois.
Michigan.
Northwestern. Minnesota.
Michigan State.
Come to Penn State.
Big Ten Football Breakdown presented by Polaris, Tuesday at 10 Eastern on the Big Ten Network.
Purdue's up 7-0 as we start the second quarter. Next Saturday on the Big Ten Network, conference play is here as the Gophers bring their aerial attack to Evanston, where they take on Northwestern. So check that out next week on the Big Ten Network. First and goal for the Huskies. Spann gets the call from the 6-yard line, plunges forward down to the 2.
This is what they called in the National Football League, that wildcat formation. The direct snap to the running back who is playing quarterback, and he gets to read. He gets to run basically wherever he wants to. He can find the open field, the open hole, and he gets to see. You see him direct snap, playing the quarterback spot. It's really a lead play for Spann, and they did a great job of stopping it up the middle, because if you're going to stop the run, you got to stop in the middle first.
They are stacked up, a triple I. Spann the call, lowers his head and his shoulders. Does he get in? No signal yet.
It's close. They're
going to sort it out, and let's see. This one's probably going to be marked a bit shy. And no call for a touchdown just yet. 3rd and goal coming up. Let's take another look.
Spann is a physical specimen. Even though he's only 195 pounds on paper, he runs like he's more 230, 235 because he keeps moving his feet and he gets low when he makes contact with the defender.
Connor Flahive lines up as the first fullback. Spann the call again, and he churns his feet, keeps him going, and scores the touchdown for Northern Illinois. That's what he does best. That's his 6th touchdown on the young season, his 5th rushing score.
Yeah, this is, again, just a power eye set. Dive off the left side. This is the reason they bring him in the red zone. We said that they're going to use Miko Brown from the 20 to 20, but once they get in the red zone, they're going to bring Spann inside and pound it. And the one thing the Purdue defense needs to do, they need to stop him inside first if they want to win this football game.
Salerno tacks on the extra point, and we are locked up in the opening moment of the 2nd quarter here in West Lafayette. 7-all.
Honda EU Series generators are perfect for hardcore tailgaters. They provide reliable power for all sorts of things, and they're incredibly quiet.
I got this one.
Which neighbors really appreciate. Honda generators.
Bring it.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
This trail is awesome.
Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
I was introduced to Sure Start by my agronomist. He said it would be convenient for me as we put that spring pass of fertilizer on my Roundup Ready corn. Sure Start controlled both early season grasses and broadleaves, and we could put that pass of glyphosate on later, which then gave us better full season control. I would recommend Sure Start to my neighbors in southern Minnesota because it works, it's convenient, and I saw yields I hadn't seen in the past.
Next Saturday on the Big Ten Network, conference play kicks off with an electrifying showdown. After last year's heartbreaking defeat, Adam Weber and Eric Decker are out for payback when they unleash the Gophers' aerial assault. But defensive stud Corey Wooten and the Wildcats are poised to make a statement in this key early season collision. It all starts with a pregame show next Saturday in high def, presented by the United States Marine Corps, only on the Big Ten Network.
Northern and Purdue 7-all here in West Lafayette. Win a trip to the bowl game of your choice. Enter the Rotel Bowl Bound Sweeps on your mobile. Text Rotel to 20284 and maybe you'll be bowl bound. Impressive start to this game by Northern Illinois. They have made 2 mistakes. They have thrown an interception off a tip pass and allowed a punt return for a touchdown. But otherwise, their offense clicking and getting right back in it to tie it up on their last series. There's Royce Adams on the return up over the 30-yard line. And that's where Purdue will take over 1st and 10. Now for the Jack Link's Beef Jerky Wild Fan Cam, and you know they're having a good time. Sunsplash Saturday here in West Lafayette. Jack's Link's Beef Jerky.
Saturday, huh?
Feed your wild side. You like that?
I do.
That's all a mouthful right there.
Boilermakers begin at their own 31. 1st and 10 Purdue.
Joey Elliott and Purdue's offense back on the field. It's time to flip back to Bolden, looking for some running room. Stays on his feet, gets up to the 30-yard line, but it looked like it could have been a lot worse from there, only lost a yard.
Yeah, one thing you have to recognize if you're a fan of the Boilermakers is that Northern Illinois is not scared against the Boilermakers football team. They've played Minnesota. They've played Ohio State. They've played Michigan in the past, so they know they can play with the Big Ten teams. They just haven't won yet.
Second down and 11. Elliott pass. Ballantyne's got it. It gets stripped up at the 38-yard line. Let's go to Dave Revson now in Chicago for a Prestone game break.
Thank you, Craig. Michigan in a pretty good battle with Eastern Michigan early on, tied at 3, but Carlos Brown puts the Wolverines on top with a 9-yard touchdown run. It's 10-3 right now in favor of Michigan.
Okay, Dave, thanks a lot. Kind of surprised that Michigan gave up 3 points. They've shut out Eastern 6 of the 8 times they met them. But it's only 3. First down run for Purdue, and Golden picks it up for the Boilermakers. How important is this drive offensively? Because Purdue's offense just hasn't been able to generate anything yet.
Yeah, but they're going up in a hurry-up offense. This is what they need to do. They need to pick the tempo up for the Purdue team. They like an up-tempo offense. They've been very slow, methodical, going in and out of the huddle, and they played so well. They played that far, or played that way so far in this game.
It almost sounds like you're saying they kind of get lulled into what the Huskies would like this pace of the game to be.
The Huskies want to slow it down, come out, run the football, take all the play clock down to the last second. But Purdue's game plan has always been different. They're an up-tempo, spread-it-out team. We have not seen that today with this football team.
Golden the carry. Down to the 46-yard line. Kuba on the stop for the Huskies. So it's going to be third down.
I mean, here, you just see a little dive play with Bowden. Sooner or later, he's going to break one of those plays. They're hoping he can break it sooner rather than later.
Ball spotted, 46-yard line.
5'9" sophomore.
Third down, Purdue.
Folkestone, Georgia is his hometown. Third down and about 4. Elliott straight over the middle, pass complete to Keith Smith. And it is enough for a first down, so Purdue keeps the drive alive. They'll mark it about the 40-yard line.
This is the leading receiver for the Purdue offense. Kevin Smith, I mean, this guy can get it done. He's been getting it done for the football team. The returning vet that they have at that position.
Leading returning receiver, and from a year ago, and 12 receptions make it 13 now on the season. Kyle Adams, the reception, but just a short one, maybe 2 yards for Purdue.
And the Huskies 38. Second down, Purdue.
Purdue lost a very close game last Saturday night out in Oregon. Had to come from behind. Great bowl game to watch. They just came up on the short end. Elliott out of the pocket and will run out of bounds right near the line of scrimmage. So really no gain there.
This is a tough task to find the weakness of this Huskies defense because they play a base defense. Not a lot of blitzing. They're going to be in a lot of cover 4 is what it's called. Is when you're going to see a corner has a quarter of the field. Both safeties have a quarter of the field. The other corner has a quarter of the field. And it's hard to find the zone, that dead spot. So the quarterback and the receiver spots are going to be very slim for this Purdue offense.
Out of the shotgun now, Elliott. Third down and long. Heavy rush. Gets his pass underway, and it sails incomplete. And Northern Illinois' defense continues to impress. Brandon Bice gets into that backfield.
Yeah, and it's really, I just said they don't blitz a lot, and they blitz. I mean, this is what they do. They're mixing it up. They're keeping the Purdue offense off balance, and they're doing the same thing on the offensive side, keeping the Purdue defense off balance. They're mixing it up extremely well, making them think about what they have not seen yet.
Well, with the turnovers that Elliott has early on the season, you know it's tempting to blitz more, but they're staying in their game plan.
If they don't get away from their game plan, they believe they can win a lot of football games. Stay in base defense, making you work your way down the field, and it's tough to do.
Summers punt sails through the end zone, so the Huskies will have it back at their 20 when we come back to Ross-Ade Stadium.
Croissonic BLT and tots, $2.99.
Have one of those tots?
Yeah, you know what? I'll throw you one. Go long.
Oh, okay. Hey!
Go long, man.
Oh, long one?
Yeah, really air one out.
Okay,
go
yeah,
long.
let's go. Ready?
Yeah. Go long, man. Yeah.
$2.99 Croissonic BLT and tots. New at Sonic. A medium order of Sonic's famous tots, together with a BLT on a soft, buttery croissant. Now just $2.99.
Going to the game this weekend, Jim?
Well, Jerry, for more on that, let's throw it over to the Hampton Hotel where my wife Tracy is checked in. Trace, what's the mood over there?
In a word, Jim, electric. Comfy beds, complimentary hot breakfast, and friendly service.
Trace, what's that noise I hear?
Wow, I wish you listened this well at home, Jim.
She's kidding.
I'm not. It's college football, honey.
Well, there you have it, folks. And Trace, I'll see you in a few hours. Back to you, Jerry.
Thank you.
Right.
Penn State.
Penn State.
Penn State.
Now, we are Penn State.
Made from fresh tomatoes living happily together with spicy green chilies. The bold flavor of Rotel gives your queso a kick. Spice things up with Rotel.
The State Farm Wrap-Up, immediately after the game, only on the Big Ten Network.
All locked up here at Purdue with Northern Illinois, 7-7. Go inside the conference 4 nights a week with 4 unique shows on the Big Ten Football 4-Pack. Our experts bring you game plan breakdowns, interviews, and analysis you won't find anywhere else. Catch the Football 4-Pack every Tuesday through Friday at 10 Eastern only on the Big Ten Network, the only cure for gridiron deficiency. Chandler Harnish back out on the field for Northern Illinois. Last time they had the ball, they scored to tie it up. They have looked impressive so far in offense. Brown gets the call, and this time he is sent behind the line of scrimmage. So let's now go to Dave Revson back in Chicago for a Prestone game break.
Thank you, Craig. Wisconsin starting to pull away from Wofford, and they are doing it with some special teams play. Kevin Rouse coming through to block the punt. David Gilbert falls on it in the end zone, and Wisconsin on top, 17-0.
Okay, Dave, much easier than the double overtime they had to go through to beat Fresno a week ago. So far, anyway. Pass complete. Nathan Palmer has it. An impressive play over the middle, and the Huskies another first down at the 38-yard line. Pickup of 18.
Yeah, they went to a spread look, and they really ran the same route a couple weeks ago. Toledo did this against them. Went spread. You get your matchup with a linebacker, and they run a little Zorro route where the inside receiver comes in, stops, and takes off again. That's a tough matchup for the linebackers at any conference, at any level.
Brown gets the call. A lot of running room. Still on his feet midfield. Nolan's in front of him inside the 20. He will score for the Huskies, and they take the lead.
Touchdown, Northern Illinois.
62-yard run for a touchdown.
Yeah, just another little inside handoff, and everybody gets washed down, and you're leaving one person in the open field. When you're David Pender, you have to make sure you have to make this tackle in the open field. You're the last line of defense. Excuse me, that was Corey Williams. So your senior has to make that play. He gets by for a touchdown.
So officially a 67-yard scamper, the longest in 4 years for Northern. And he had one last week of 60 yards, so he betters that. And the Huskies surprising the Boilermakers midway through the second quarter. They are up in this game after the big touchdown run.
There for you,
and life's daily miracles.
Who's the best? This guy is.
There for you and your guilty pleasures.
This is humiliating.
Stand still so we can get an accurate reading. Okay, 18 pounds and a smidge.
A smidge?
You know, there's really no need to weigh packages under 70 pounds. With priority mail flat rate boxes from the Postal Service, if it fits, it ships anywhere in the country for a low flat rate.
Cool. You know, this scale is off a good 7, 8 pounds. Maybe 5.
Priority mail flat rate boxes, only from the Postal Service. A simpler way to ship.
At every moment, it seemed like you held your breath because you weren't sure what was going to happen.
He gave me a little wink, you know, like, hey, I got this, coach. Don't worry about it.
You don't rate him as great unless he plays great against Michigan.
No one was going to give up, and whoever had the ball last was going to win the game.
And beat a team that was as good as they were. Our kids started to feel pretty good about themselves.
One of the greatest football games I've ever been a part of.
The Big Ten's greatest games, only on the Big Ten Network.
They've dazzled.
If that isn't an outstanding performance, then I've never seen one.
And left some speechless. But only a select few can be called the best.
I'm Carissa Thompson. Join me every week as we list the top moments, events, and athletes of the Big Ten Conference's amazing history.
The Big Ten's best. Friday at 8 Eastern, only on the Big Ten Network.
8:21 to go, second quarter. Purdue fans stunned a little bit because Jerry Kill's Northern Illinois Huskies have come in and grabbed a 14-7 lead. And they have really dominated both sides of the ball. They've really only shot themselves in the foot a couple of times by tossing an interception and giving up a punt return for a touchdown. Otherwise, who knows what the score would be at this point.
Yeah, I think everybody's watching this game. If you're a Boilermaker fan, you are surprised about being dominated by the Huskies.
All right, let's check in now with Lara Overton.
Thanks, Craig. I walked over to the Purdue sidelines just after that touchdown run from Northern Illinois, and Coach Hope wasted no time going right over to his defense. He talked to Ryan Kerrigan and Mike Neal, sat him down and said, shake it off, guys. We expected this from them. We knew that they were capable of this type of run game. Let's shake it off, focus on the next play. We're prepared for this Illinois offense.
That's right, Lara. Danny was telling us yesterday, you know, this team is very disciplined, and they have to take note. They played Tennessee tough a year ago, Minnesota, Wisconsin to open up this season. This is exactly what he expected, and an incomplete pass by Elliott to open up this series. Total yards so far in the game, Purdue just 54, Northern 201.
Yeah, I'm trying to see this high-powered offense that the Purdue Boilermakers produced the first 2 weeks. We haven't seen it today. It's been one of those defense-offensive battles, and the Huskies defense is winning that battle right now.
Some impressive numbers put up by the Huskies. Flag comes in, some movement right along the line of scrimmage. We'll see who the guilty party is.
Offside. Defense, number 92, 5-yard penalty, second down.
So Brian Lawson, the freshman out of Park Forest, Illinois. That'll shorten the field a little bit for Purdue. Second down and 5.
After the penalty, ball spot at the 25-yard line, second down.
The entire offense for the Boilermakers has been quiet. This Northern Illinois defense has done their job. And they continue to do their job. Another tackle for loss.
You know, you look at this defense for the Huskies. This is a well-coached football team. On defense, they're in their gaps. They believe in each other. They're not going to do somebody else's responsibility, because normally that's when you're going to see the big runs and big plays happen. These guys are solid. They're going to be in their spots. They're going to make it a tough and long day for the Boilermaker offense to get down the field.
Purdue just 2 of 5 from third down. 3rd and 6 here. Bolden gets the screen. Needs some running room, needs some blocking, can't get either. And it's brought down after a yard, maybe a 2-yard gain. And Purdue's going to have to give it up again on downs. True freshman Alan Baxter on the stop.
Yeah, they try to do the same thing that the Husky offense did to the Boilermaker defense, run a screen play, and they just couldn't get it done. I mean, nowhere to go. Everybody's making the tackles in open field for the Huskies defense. This is going to tough guys. This is a tough sledding for this Boilermaker team. They have to get ready and get cranked up to play because it looked like the Huskies definitely came to play good football.
Short punt by Summers, and Davis just gets out of the way. The ball rolled down to the 25-yard line. Some extra pushing going on special teams. No flags though, and Northern gets the ball back up 14-7.
50-yard punt.
Let's take another look at the Hampton Hotels touchdown of the game. And so far in this game, a big, huge 67-yard scamper by Brown.
Yeah, I mean, it's what happens if they go down and score now. I mean, this is the Purdue defense needs to rise up to the occasion and stop this Husky offense, which they have not done so far in this game.
9 first downs for Northern Illinois, just 3 for the Boilermakers. Span in there gets the call. Eludes one tackler, run into a second one, and picks up maybe 2 yards.
Tackle made by David Pittler.
This is a critical drive for the Purdue defense. They have to go out there, establish their tempo. And one thing I haven't seen today, and I don't think any of the Boilermaker fans have seen today, is that they haven't seen Purdue football at this point in this game. They need to find that Purdue football. They need to find that energy that Danny Hope brings to the sideline and put that on the field.
Perhaps some of that energy, despite the loss last week at Oregon, was left out in the Great Northwest. Have to find a way to get it back. 2nd down and 8. Pass is dropped. Looking for Nathan Palmer, and that ball just slides through his hands. There's Danny Hope. You're talking about the energy, and the players love the energy that he and his coaching staff have provided. Just need to find it at some point in this game.
You know, the coaches can only coach so much. They can take you through the process during the week, but on game day, the players have to make those plays and the calls come alive. And right now, the Huskies offense and defense has made the plays come alive, and the Boilermakers offense and defense have not.
3rd down conversion's been pretty good so far in the game for Northern, 5 out of 7. 3rd down and 8. Harnish looking deep. And this one falls incomplete. Yet Moore and Palmer out there.
Well, I don't know which one he was throwing the ball to because it landed right in between both of them. So if he was throwing to the seam receiver or an outside receiver, but nevertheless, big stop for the Purdue defense. They need to get this done, and hopefully Aaron Valentine can get another return. Another big return to set up good field position for that offense.
Well, this has been Purdue's offense out on the field right now in the return game in Valentine. Heavy rush. No flag. Valentine calls for the fair catch. Loses the football at the 35. Who's got it? Northern says they do. We're waiting for an official word. Well, this would be major if the Huskies got it, and they do. It's Husky football.
Yeah, that's just lack of concentration. The ball's coming down. He waited for the fair catch. He knew he wasn't going to get hit, and it seemed like he just relaxed right there. The ball just hits his finger. He doesn't bring his eyes down to the ball, and it can happen when you don't concentrate. Those type of plays happen for your football team.
Tyrone Clark, the freshman out of St. Louis, comes up with a huge play on special teams. So Valentine scored on a punt return, and this time he coughs one up. Let's see what the Huskies do with it. Have the ball at Purdue's 35-yard line. They lead this game 14-7. Span gets the call. Gets about 4 down to the 31-yard line. Stay tuned for the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report with scores and highlights from today's game.
4 yards on the play.
Busy day of action around the Big Ten. Dave Rebson and the crew will get you some good old highlights. And we've got some unbelievable plays in this game alone.
Well, that was a good open field tackle by Torrey Williams.
Span again. Spins down to the 29-yard line, and he's become a little bit more of the featured back here. Brown took it to the house, but Span's had some carries.
I mean, it's always nice to have two backs instead of one, because if one gets tired, one gets nicked up, you can take it to the second one, and they have a nice one in Span because he can also take it the distance, and when they get close to the red zone, which they're getting, he can pound the ball in the middle.
Big third down here for both the offense and the defense. Harness looks downfield, heavy rush, nearly loses the football, keeps it, picks up the first down as he dives down to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, this is that double-edged sword that we talked about earlier in the game. This guy can get it done with his in the air and with his feet. Nobody's open. Great coverage, but what he can do on the ground, he can get in the open field and make plays, and this guy is gutty. He's going to go head first, not feet first.
Boy, he's got nice footwork. Doesn't seem like the real thoroughbred type athlete out there, but boy, he gets the job done.
Well, he was a defensive back also in high school, so he has some good feet, and he has some grittiness about him, going on there, going head first into getting the first down.
Spain loses the football. Looks like Purdue has it. It's Purdue football at their own 18-yard line. Chris Carlino just took the gift. That ball popped right out of his hands, and now the Boilermakers get it back.
Two big plays for this football team. You see Span taking the dive, and the ball just pops out. And Carlino, he's right there to get the recovery, but if they don't get these turnovers, the Huskies offense is marching the ball right down the field. Now we got to see, can the Purdue offense take advantage of this opportunity and march back down the field right before half and put some points on the board.
Boy, Chad Span's got to be shaking his head going, how in the world did I lose that football?
You know, but Danny Hope is saying thank you for losing that football. We need to get some points on the board.
Come on with it. Let's go.
Bolin gets the call up over the 20-yard line. Some positive yards for the Boilermakers. They have had a tough time moving forward against that Northern Illinois defense. 3:40 to go in the first half. Purdue no huddle. They'll go with the quick offense. Valentine on the reception, pushed out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Short gainer.
Yeah, I'm impressed with this Huskies football team. They've come in and they've executed their game plan to the utmost at this point. And they're a solid football team. You know, the coaches putting them in a spot to make plays, and those guys believe in these coaches and what they're teaching them, and they're playing well with that.
Boy, the rushing yards on the season for Purdue, they rely on that running game. Today it's been shut down. Elliott rolls out, throws, pass incomplete. And the NIU defense comes up one more time. It's going to be fourth down. Purdue forced to punt from their own 23.
Yeah, I haven't seen them take a shot down the field yet, talking about the Purdue offense. And when you roll out, you eliminate the other half of the field for your football team. And I told you, they're in a base four, cover four football team. And so they got four guys in the flat, two receivers for the Purdue offense. Can't get it done. It's a matchup numbers is not going to win on the offensive side.
Flag at the line of scrimmage. And this ball rolls inside the 30-yard line, marked down at the 29, but we'll have to check out the flag.
Penalty marker on the play.
Northern Illinois' defense is hugely improved over the last couple of years. In 2007, they gave up 31 points a game. Last year, just 18. In 2007, they gave up 437 yards a game. Last year, just 298. Those are major improvements, and they've carried it into this year. And the penalty is going to go against Purdue. Illegal motion on that line of scrimmage, so Northern will just keep it where they have it at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, Jerry Kill's done an outstanding job coming in there, bringing a new philosophy last year, and these guys are believing it. They're buying it hook, line, and sinker. Everything they're teaching them, they're doing on game day, and that's why they're playing in some close games. A 1-1 game, they're 1-1, lost to Wisconsin. This is one of the reasons they're winning 14-7 today, because they play sound, fundamental football, and they don't beat themselves.
Chandler Harnish from Bluffton, Indiana, about 90 minutes away from here, has nearly 400 people from his hometown that have made the bus trip up here to watch him quarterback. On the reverse to Palmer, trying to find some running room. Pushed out of bounds about the 37-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. How about that caravan, though, coming up from Bluffton?
Yeah, you know what? You talk about a young kid in Chandler Harnish, and this guy played offense, played defense, played basketball, ran track, all in high school. He's a good athlete. He can get it done in the air, on the ground. He's a tough, gritty guy, and he's a leader for this football team. That's why the coaches love him.
And he had his eye on Purdue when he was in high school, and it worked out for him to come up here to Northern, and he started the last 2 years and nearly finds his receiver there in Landon Cox. Still working on that touchdown field. Falls incomplete.
Yeah, and Josh McKinley, the junior safety, he got sucked up on the play pass, and he just barely overthrew his intended receiver. If he hits that one, Purdue's deflated. They're not playing good football. They're not playing sound, fundamental football. Everything that Danny Hope teaches also, they're not doing. They're not executing on the field at this point.
3rd down and 7. 2:17 to go in the half. Northern's up 14-7. Pass incomplete. They went the short route. Did he have someone long?
And Reed Cunningham, the tight end for the Huskies, is running wide open down the field. You're going to see everybody suck up. But look at the tight end. He's running wide open. If Chandler sees him, that could have been a touchdown.
Looked like he was in view, but took the short route instead. So 4th down, the Huskies forced to punt.
And let's see if Aaron Valentine makes up for that drop muff punt a series ago.
And the play clock expires on Northern, unless they got the timeout called. And it looks like they got the timeout called just in time. So 2:14 to go. Northern's up 14-7 over Purdue.
This is humiliating.
Stand still so we can get an accurate reading. Okay, 18 pounds and a smidge.
A smidge?
You know, there's really no need to weigh packages under 70 pounds. With priority mail flat rate boxes from the Postal Service, if it fits, it ships anywhere in the country for a low flat rate.
Cool. You know, this scale is off a good 7-8 pounds. Maybe 5.
Priority mail flat rate boxes, only from the Postal Service. A simpler way to ship.
So here we are in the 4th quarter. No time left, and the touchdown is under review.
Hey, guys, what do you think?
We're not ready to go yet. Is there any way you can send this thing into overtime?
No problem.
I don't know what he was looking at, but we're going into overtime.
Buffalo Wild Wings, you have to be here.
This could finally end it. Unbelievable.
Well, Purdue's hoping to get the train going, but the train's been derailed here in the first half by Northern Illinois. 14-7, the Huskies lead. Just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. Huskies forced to punt. End over end kick. Ball fumbled again by Valentine. And it looks like the Huskies have the football. They do. Wow. A second consecutive turnover by Valentine.
I mean, another line drive, and all he's doing, he's taking his eyes off the ball. He's not looking the ball into his hands. And as a receiver, as a returner, you know one thing. If you want to catch the ball, look it all the way to your hands. He has not done that in the last 2 punts, and that's the reason he's muffed it.
Two turnovers now for each team. Kyrie Daniels picked up the loose ball, and the Huskies have it at Purdue's 23-yard line. Brown looking for some running room straight up the middle, and gets tackled about the 19-yard line. Pick up a 4, maybe 5 yards there. And Valentine's Day goes from hero punt return for a touchdown to now he's kind of the GOAT, because he's going to remember that. His team's in a hole. 2 consecutive fumbles on punt returns.
But the defense can't be concerned with him messing up those punts. They have to do their job of keeping the Huskies offense out of the end zone.
Harnish back to pass. Gets a good block. And this one's caught down at the 10-yard line. Landon Cox on the reception. And what a job of blocking and pass protecting by that NIU offense.
Yeah, you're going to watch this replay, and you're going to see some nice blocks, because he's going to get sacked right there. And guys peeling back and knocking the defenders off, giving them opportunity to look down the field and make those plays.
Connor Flahive picked up a key block there, and a first down just outside the 10-yard line. They give to Brown down to the 10, maybe a yard pickup for the Huskies. Just over a minute to go in the first half.
To me, it looks like the Huskies are playing a much more physical game than the Boilermakers right now. I mean, they're coming in saying, our game plan is to hit you in the mouth and see if you have an answer. And so far, the Boilermakers do not have an answer.
Play high from Niles, Illinois. He's a junior fullback. He'll stay in a block for Brown. Second down and 9. Pass this time into the end zone. Touchdown, Huskies. Reed Cunningham.
Well, the guy that he missed a series ago, he found him this time for the touchdown. And it was the same, just a nice, simple play pass corner for the tight end, and the same thing happened again. The defenders are over-aggressive coming up on the run because they're running the ball so effectively, and the receivers are getting behind the defenders.
Boy, the few thousand that came to this game to support the Huskies could not be happier. The extra point is good, and the shocker continues. The Huskies are up 21-7, which is 33 seconds to go in the first half. They have ripped off 21 unanswered and taken advantage of turnovers in field position. As we look at today's Verizon wireless connection, on the touchdown pass, Harnish to Cunningham, his first reception of 2009. And it's a touchdown. He's a senior out of Cambria, Wisconsin. And what do you think is running through Danny Hope's mind right now?
Well, I mean, this is the first true challenge that this coaching staff has had this year. And, you know, they're going to have to regroup at halftime. They got to come out with another game plan. These guys, you know, they went through so much this last week going to Oregon, losing a tough game. You've come back home. You're playing against a physical team. And they are just basically hitting you in the mouth, and you don't have an answer. So this is the first time that Danny Hope has to go in at halftime and do some correction and some tough love with the Boilermakers football team.
One of life's challenges, and Purdue certainly will have it here at the break. Valentine has it at the 16. Looking for a strong return. Has his feet rolling. And a great tackle, and now a flag comes in. 3 flags come in. And will it be holding or face mask? They came from all directions.
It looked like a personal foul face mask.
And that is going to be the call against the Huskies. So that'll move the ball up another 15 yards and put Purdue in great field position. But not a whole lot of time left on the clock.
And again, Aaron gets outside and he makes the play, nice stiff arm, but you cannot grab the face mask and twist it. That's going to be a personal foul every single time.
Chris Smith, the guilty party for the Huskies. Ball placed at the 49 of Northern Illinois. Elliott dumps it off to Bowling. And he is met after a 5-yard gain. And a timeout by the Boilermakers with just 17 seconds to go. And you can hear some boo birds coming out of the fans here at Ross-Ade Stadium.
You know, the one thing I've noticed, the Boilermakers, the players are always trying to make big plays. They're always trying to get outside. Sometimes you got to go north and south. You got to get 2 yards. 2 yards in this case means the field goal is going to be that much shorter. They're going to have to start getting 2 more yards every single time they touch the football and make the opportunity to go into halftime to score some points and try to take some of the enthusiasm and energy that's on the other sideline away from them.
So Purdue takes the timeout, and they're going to have to try to make a couple of quick attempts down near that end zone, which is 17 seconds to go. They have 2 timeouts remaining, however. Not sure what the confusion is down on the field right now. Looks like both teams ready to play.
Well, maybe this gives the Purdue offense a little time to set their goal going into halftime. They got 21 seconds going into halftime, and they need to get some points. They need to get the momentum away from the Huskies football team because they have all of it right now.
Well, they get the benefit of 4 extra seconds placed on the clock. That's what they needed to straighten out. 21 seconds to go in the second quarter. Second down and about 7. Another flag comes in along the line of scrimmage. Elliott throws this one away. And it's unlikely to help out here as we have holding against the Boilermakers.
Well, if you're Danny Hope, that's what you do not want at this point. Taking yourself out of field goal range. Now they got more work to do for this Boilermaker offense.
Can you pick up the hold, Rod?
You can't see the top of the screen. That's the, if it happened up there. And, you know, Danny Hope, he needs these guys to get down the field so they can get some points on the board.
So the ball pushed back all the way to Purdue's 45-yard line. They can pick up a first down at the 39 of Northern Illinois. Elliott throws, pass complete to Smith, stays on his feet. Gets many of those yards back, but only 7 seconds left on the clock. Or not even an opportunity to look deep downfield against this Husky defense.
They're not, but you know, 7 seconds to go on the clock. You have 1 timeout. You still have the whole field, so you still can get the ball 3 or 4 more, 5 more yards, get a timeout, and still have an opportunity to attempt a field goal.
Third down for Purdue.
But what can't happen is that Joey Elliott holds the ball. He has to understand one thing. I have to get rid of the football fast to give myself an opportunity to call timeout. And he should tell the ref I'm going to call timeout as soon as the play is completed.
4 receivers. They are split. Elliott steps up, looks downfield. Throws long. And this one sails out of bounds, but 0.6 of a second remain.
Intended for Keith Carlos.
Looks like double zeros on our box, but 0.6 of a second remain on the scoreboard, so that'll allow Carson Wiggs to come out and give it a try, and they'll mark the ball at the 50. And Rod, last time you and I were here, he kicked a school record 59-yarder.
Oh, and it would have been a 65-yarder.
And in warm-ups today, he got one from 61. So this is a 60-yard attempt to try to get Purdue. And this one's going to be short and wide. Wind kind of swirling around a little bit here at Ross-Ade Stadium, but that kid has a big-time leg. and came up short there. So it's Northern Illinois' half. They have 21 unanswered points on the board and lead Purdue here at halftime. 21-7 is the score. And the Huskies 2 weeks ago gave the Wisconsin Badgers a run. That was late in the ball game. Right now they are leading an impressive, dominant first half of football here at Ross-Ade Stadium against the Big Ten's Purdue Boilermakers.
Yeah, you know, you look at this football game and everything that the Huskies planned worked going into in that first half, and everything Purdue planned for did not work. And the turnovers and the way they happened and where they happened on the football field definitely hurt that football team. We said they need to improve in their tackling. The one big run, open field tackling, it didn't improve. So all the things that need to happen for this football team to win today for Purdue did not accomplish. They did not accomplish for this football team today.
So some adjustments obviously have to come from Purdue. Let's see if Northern Illinois can stay on track after an impressive first half of football here on the road in Big Ten country. They lead it 21-7.
The Suzuki SX4 versus the Mini. The Suzuki SX4 has more horsepower than the Mini, 25 more horsepower. The SX4 offers available all-wheel drive. The Mini doesn't. The SX4 has America's #1 warranty and GPS Navi standard. And the SX4 costs thousands of dollars less. The Suzuki SX4, it's mightier than the Mini. Lightning bolt stickers and cape not included.
When Purdue students arrive on campus, they're beginning much more than a 4-year education. They're embarking on a journey of discoveries that will change their lives and the world. At Purdue, students learn to advance science, business, and global thinking to deliver solutions for the cultural, political, and economic challenges facing people across the globe. At Purdue, we're preparing tomorrow's leaders to deliver solutions for our changing world.
This week, the NFL on Fox delivers. First, the Ford Drive One Fox NFL Sunday pregame gets you ready for kickoff. Then, two of the NFC's best square off as Breeze and the Saints take on the Eagles. Or, Favre and the Vikings take on the Lions. It's another great slate of NFL action in HD. This week on Fox NFL Sunday.
This is our Saturday.
Our pride.
Our history. This is our axe. No, this is our axe. This is our true color.
This is our halftime.
This is our tradition.
Our nation.
This is our time. Our big house.
This is Big Ten football. Big Ten football Saturday. All season long. Only on the Big Ten Network.
Big Ten Network's Big Ten Football 4-Pack. What's the first rule of the 4-Pack? Never talk about the 4-Pack. Tuesday, breakdown game analysis inside and out. Wednesday, sights and sounds, scoop for the Big Ten coaches. Thursday,
behind the schemes, insider look at the X's and O's.
Friday, Big Ten football and beyond. What's the second rule of the 4-Pack? Never talk about the 4-Pack! Okay, this never happened.
Watch the Football 4-Pack every Tuesday through Friday night at 10 Eastern, only on the Big Ten Network.
Dave, Jerry, and Howard with you. It is the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report as we take a look at what will be a busy afternoon and even evening in the Big Ten. Still several games on the schedule, including a big one between Michigan State and Notre Dame, Arizona and Iowa. Mike Stoops going back to the alma mater. Northwestern with a night game going out to the Carrier Dome to take on Syracuse, Indiana, and Akron as well at 3:30 Eastern time. Zips will be without the quarterback Chris Jacquemain for that one, suspended for the game. But guys, the game that's probably going to have the most focus, certainly nationally, of those is the Michigan State-Notre Dame battle. Both teams coming off tough losses last week. For Notre Dame, it was the late game loss to Michigan. Michigan State falling to Central Michigan somewhat unexpectedly. So now the question becomes, who needs it more?
Oh, I think Notre Dame needs it more. I mean, Notre Dame's obviously an independent team. They've stated their goals. They want to be in the BCS conversation at the end of the season. I think if they lose today, their chances of that diminish really quickly. Michigan State's conference team, obviously they want to go to the Rose Bowl. That's their stated goal. They can do that even if they lose today.
Yeah, I think it's kind of almost two different situations. I think when you look at Notre Dame, they need the game from a coaching standpoint because there's been so much criticism of this team being underachievers. When I look at Michigan State, I believe they need to win a game as well because they don't want to go into that streak with no momentum. But at the end of the day, from a national perspective, I believe Notre Dame has to win this game if they want to keep that coaching staff.
There's no doubt Charlie Weiss needs it more than Mark D'Antonio.
No
I mean, that almost goes without saying. But you look at Michigan State's schedule going forward, as you alluded to, Howard, at Wisconsin, Michigan, at Illinois, Northwestern, Iowa, at Minnesota. There aren't a whole lot of guaranteed wins in there. You go into that at 1-2, it could be dangerous.
I know, but as a coach, you kind of have to lay out the emotional game plan for the year. And I just think Mark D'Antonio has to be a little smart today, knowing what lies in front of him, whereas Notre Dame, they can push all their chips in the front and say, we need this one big time.
Well, when you put it that way, Coach, I'd agree with you. But I still believe that Michigan State needs to get this game for a confidence booster. You don't want to go into that stretch feeling bad and having a lot of questions being asked about your club.
It's a high-powered Notre Dame offense. They'll be facing 1,000 total yards in the first two games. It's the most in the first two games of a year for the Fighting Irish since 1974, so they have certainly been putting up some big numbers. We want to let you know where you can see coverage of that game and all the games, and of course it is right here on the Big Ten Network, the State Farm Big Ten Football Wrap-Up Show. We are going to do it twice.
Really?
3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I expect you both to be punctual.
I'll be here. Coach?
Yeah.
Making me nervous.
Solid commitment.
If you're
the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report rolls on.
Making me nervous, Coach.
So here we are in the fourth quarter. No time left, and the touchdown is under review.
Hey, guys, what do you think?
We're not ready to go yet. Is there any way you can send this thing into overtime?
No problem.
I don't know what he was looking at, but we're going into overtime.
Buffalo Wild Wings, you have to be here.
This could finally end it. Unbelievable.
At Big Ten Fan Camp, these kids wake up living and breathing Big Ten football.
Rise and shine!
Our job is to channel that energy into the day's activities. Sometimes they call an audible on us.
Want to attend the bowl game of your choice in VIP style? Presenting the Bowl Bound Sweepstakes, brought to you by Rotel and Velveeta. You could win an incredible grand prize package featuring bowl tickets, air and hotel accommodations, $1,000 in spending money and more, or great weekly prizes. To enter, register at Rotel.com or text Rotel to 20284 from your cell. Don't miss out. Enter the Bowl Bound Sweepstakes today at Rotel.com.
Tomorrow night, there's only one show that covers everything Big Ten. Big Ten Tonight, presented by Principal Financial Group. Mike Hall and Melanie Collins bring you a complete recap of the week that was across the conference. Highlights, in-depth interviews, football analysis from Chris Martin, and your first look at what lies ahead next week. Big Ten Tonight, presented by Principal Financial Group. Tomorrow night at 10 Eastern, only on the Big Ten Network.
What's the first rule of the Big Ten football 4-pack?
I wasn't talking about it. I was just emailing Alan.
What's the second rule of the 4-pack?
Never talk about the 4-pack.
Never talk about the 4-pack. Yeah.
Watch the Football 4-Pack every Tuesday through Friday night at 10 Eastern, only on the Big Ten Network.
Back on the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report, it's a 21-7 lead for Northern Illinois over Purdue at the half. What's going on here with the Boilers?
Well, the offense isn't moving the ball. They're not possessing the clock or using the clock up. They have less than 100 yards and 2 turnovers. I mean, they're not giving their defense a chance.
One of those turnovers came in special teams, but also that score came in special teams by Valentine doing a nice job with the kick return.
The Huskies 133-1 all time against the Big Ten. Only win coming against Wisconsin in 88. They are 30 minutes away from getting win number 2. Check out some of the other action, including Ohio State trying to bounce back from the loss to SC, playing Toledo. This one being played in Cleveland. First possession of the game for Ohio State. This is a little more like it. Terrell Pryor, Dane Sanzenbacher, 76 yards later. He is in the end zone, and the Buckeyes are on top 7-0. Very next possession, it is Pryor, it is Sanzenbacher, it is deja vu all over again. 3 career TD catches coming in, 2 today. Ohio State 24-zip at the break. Michigan and Eastern Michigan. Wolverines fresh off the huge win over Notre Dame. And speaking of huge, how about Carlos Brown, 90 yards on that run. Michigan up 24-10. Brown 8 carries, 164 yards in the first half. But Eastern Michigan gave Northwestern a game last week. They're hanging around against the Wolverines. It's 24-17. Cal and Minnesota. A chance to see one of the best running backs in America in Javid Best, and this is what makes him so good. Check out the finish on that touchdown run. 33 yards, 13 carries, 114 yards in the first half. 7-0 Bears. But Minnesota has hung around. Adam Weber to Eric Decker. Unbelievable catch by Decker. Check it out again. Somehow gets the foot down before just getting hammered. It's 21-14 in favor of the nation's 7th-ranked team at the half. The nation's 5th-ranked team, Penn State, hosting Temple. Darryl Clark, Mickey Schuler. Clark's 7th TD toss of the year gives Penn State the early 7-0 lead. They've been in control the entire way on top 21-3 at the half. And speaking of in control, it is Wisconsin and Wofford. Chris Borland going over the top to block that punt. David Gilbert manages to fall on it just before it squirts out of the end zone. It's a touchdown. Wisconsin on top 17-0 at that point. It is 31-0 over the Terriers at the half. Among all those games, what stands out?
Terrell Pryor, I mean, we're seeing the growth in the offense as Jim Tressel promised us. At times, he's very accurate, and other times he's making bad decisions, throwing it up for grabs. I think he's pressing a little bit.
How about Eric Decker with the big grab he had? That was off a scramble drill, so it wasn't a design play. They improvised and made it happen, and after getting knocked out, he also came back and made a big catch later on in the game. So
Minnesota pulling out all the stops, too. I mean, they've reversed on the kickoff. They're doing just about everything they can.
And they're going to need it.
They've been outgained 277-111, but you know what? Down just 7 points against a really good team. Second half coming up.
For a limited time only, lease a 2010 XF for $599 at your local Jaguar dealer.
When students walk across the Purdue University campus, they're doing more than going to class. They're preparing to meet the challenges of a diverse and fast-paced world. Purdue students encounter ideas that span oceans and cross continents, inspiring new levels of innovation that will build a better future for people at home and around the globe. At Purdue, we're preparing tomorrow's leaders to deliver solutions for our changing world.
Next Saturday on the Big Ten Network, conference play kicks off with an electrifying showdown. After last year's heartbreaking defeat, Adam Weber and Eric Decker are out for payback when they unleash the Gophers' aerial assault. But defensive stud Corey Wooten and the Wildcats are poised to make a statement in this key early season collision. It all starts with a pregame show next Saturday in high def, presented by the United States Marine Corps, only on the Big Ten Network.
At every moment, it seemed like you held your breath because you weren't sure what was going to happen.
And gave me a little wink, you know, like, hey, I got this, coach. Don't worry about it.
You don't rate him as great unless he plays great against Michigan.
No one was going to give up, and whoever had the ball last was going to win the game.
And beat a team that was as good as they were. Our kids started to feel pretty good about themselves.
One of the greatest football games I've ever been a part of.
The Big Ten's greatest games, only on the Big Ten Network.
They've dazzled.
If that isn't an outstanding performance, then I've never seen one.
And left some speechless. But only a a select few can be called the best.
I'm Carissa Thompson. Join me every week as we list the top moments, events, and athletes in the Big Ten Conference's amazing history.
The Big Ten's best. Friday at 8 Eastern, only on the Big Ten Network.
All season long, Champion Apparel will be showcasing the tradition and history of the Big Ten. Today, we spotlight the shout tradition at Purdue. Between the third and fourth quarters of games at Ross-Ade Stadium, fans get fired up for more action when the song Shout takes over the loudspeakers. In past seasons, legendary Boilermaker alums Neil Armstrong, Bob Greasy, and Drew Brees led the festivities from the press box. Purdue Shout. Champion, it's how you play.
And we have to add Rod Woodson's name to shout as well. He did it a couple of weeks ago, but maybe a big shout to get the team back going in Purdue. They trailed 21-7 against Northern Illinois, and the Husky defense, to start things out really in that first half, kind of made a statement early, didn't they, Rod?
They really did. I mean, 74 total yards for the Purdue offense. They can't get anything accomplished. This is a fundamental, sound football team. This is a tough game for the Purdue Boilermakers.
Well, we'll have to see what kind of adjustments that they were able to make at halftime, but in the first half, the Huskies came after Elliott, also stuffed the running game.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, what I like about this football team, talking about the Huskies, is that they're doing everything they're taught and they're bringing that on the field. And this is the only one big play for the Purdue Boilermakers. I mean, Aaron Valentine coming in and making a punt return. I think it was a 62-yard punt return for a touchdown. So the 7 points on the board came through the special teams.
Well, it was 7-0 in the first quarter, but then it was all Huskies after that. Spann gets in from short distance to tie it up. And then Brown busts free on a 67-yard touchdown run. And the Huskies went ahead 14-7. And then Harnish went to the air to Cunningham, and it's 21-7.
Yeah, I mean, this football team has done everything, kept the team off balance with run pass, hitting him in the middle with the runs, and then putting it in the air for the football team.
We're coming back to the start of the second half right after this.
Introducing the fastest accelerating, most agile side-by-side in the world. The new Ranger Razor. The wait is over. Razor sharp side-by-side performance. See it up close at your local Polaris Ranger dealer.
Want to attend the bowl game of your choice in VIP style? Presenting the Bowl-Bound Sweepstakes, brought to you by Rotel and Velveeta. You could win an incredible grand prize package featuring bowl tickets, air and hotel accommodations, $1,000 in spending money and more, or great weekly prizes. To enter, register at Rotel.com or text Rotel to 20284 from your cell. Don't miss out. Enter the Bowl-Bound Sweepstakes today at Rotel.com.
Hey, you look good in green and white.
We really think you're terrific.
Come help us defend the Rock.
Well, I'm back at you.
Big W on the helmet.
You know about our Buckeye leaves, right?
No dome, no problem.
You'd look great in black and gold.
Purdue could use someone like you.
Do you like roses?
Look, our helmet's got wings. Come to Ohio State.
Come to Wisconsin.
Indiana.
Iowa.
Purdue.
Illinois.
Michigan.
Northwestern. Minnesota.
Michigan State.
Come to Penn State.
Tomorrow night, there's only one show that covers everything Big Ten. Big Ten Tonight, presented by Principal Financial Group. Mike Hall and Melanie Collins bring you a complete recap of the week that was across the conference. Highlights, in-depth interviews, football analysis from Chris Martin, and your first look at what lies ahead next week. Big Ten Tonight, presented by Principal Financial Group. Tomorrow night at 10 Eastern, only on the Big Ten Network.
This is our Saturday.
Our pride.
Our history.
This is our axe.
No, this is our axe. This is our true color.
This is our halftime.
This is our tradition.
Our nation.
This is our time. Our big house.
This is Big Ten football. Big Ten Football Saturday. All season long. Only on the Big Ten Network.
Big Ten Network Football is brought to you in part by Verizon Football Zone on Vcast, only from America's most reliable wireless network, Verizon Wireless. By Auto Owners Insurance, highest in customer satisfaction with auto insurance claims experience, according to J.D. Power and Associates. And by Sonic, it's not just good, it's Sonic good. Back at Purdue, largest university in Indiana and one of the largest university systems in the world. But Danny Hope right now only cares about what's happening on the field, and his team trailing right now 21-7 as we get set to start the second half. It was all Northern Illinois on the stats, 247 total yards to just 74 for the Boilermakers, and they hold Ralph Bolden to just 30 net yards on 7 carries. And Purdue starts out by giving up the football to Northern Illinois to start the third quarter. And the return up to the 25-yard line. The start of the second half is brought to you by Sure Start herbicide from Dow AgroSciences. It's designed to maximize yield in Roundup Ready corn. Let's go down to Lara Overton, who's with Jerry Kill.
Performance of your offense after this first half?
Well, I thought we did some good things, and the only problem is we turned the ball over twice, and you know, we talked about that at halftime, and we can't afford to have any more turnovers in this football game.
What adjustments are you going to have to make for the turnovers for both teams have made so far?
Well, I think the biggest kids got to concentrate on and focus on the little things, the fundamentals, and if we do that, we'll be all right.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, that was Lara with Jerry Kill just moments ago. And Northern Illinois started out at their own 26-yard line, maybe a yard for Brown. So first and foremost, top of your list, if you try to make your adjustments, especially on the defensive end for Purdue, what do you do coming out?
You know, you really stay the course, because it's been the turnovers that put them in bad situations as defense. They have to make the tackles when given the opportunities in open field, but they really got to start finding pressure when they do go to pass. Talking about the Husky offense, the Boilermaker pass has to get inside. So Harnish gets about 4 yards. Our Auto Owners Insurance game leaders on the day. Harnish passing and running has been very good. Brown, 67 of those 91 went for a touchdown. The Huskies 6 out of 10 on third down so far in the game. Face third down at about 5. Opening moments, third quarter. Harnish over the middle, incomplete. Looking for Cox there to break it up. Chris Carlino, who had a fumble recovery in the first half. This is what the Boilermaker defense needs to do this first drive. They need to set the momentum back on their side of the field. All the momentum going into halftime was on the Husky side. They need to get this ball out, which they did. And then they need to go do something on the offensive side, get down the field. Some type of momentum needs to go down there and make something good happen.
And Valentine not back for Purdue to accept this punt. And up over the 35-yard line. Ryan Finnegan. Let's go down to Lara Overton.
Thank you, Craig. Northern Illinois is going to have to make some adjustments because of an injury to tight end Jason Shepler. He injured his left elbow in the first half and will not return in this game, so we'll have to see how the Huskies adjust to that. Craig?
Okay, Lara. So they sort out some things down on the field.
Yeah,
and Purdue's going to take over at their 41 now. Good field position to start the second half.
And you got to see Gary Norris has to go in to the locker room and tell these guys, everything we've taught you, do it this half. And if you can do that, we'll put points on the board against this Husky defense.
Smith takes it up to the 46-yard line. So getting some positive yards, setting themselves up in better second down situations. You kind of got to start from scratch almost, don't you, offensively?
Well, definitely have to.
You wouldn't think you'd have to say that.
If you're the Boilermakers offense, yes, you have to start from scratch. And you got to hope that the big play capabilities of this football team can come to fruition in the second half.
And another big stop behind that line of scrimmage for Northern Illinois. Their defense continues to shine. DJ Perkle, the initial contact for Northern Illinois. And that knocks Bolden back to the 44-yard line. Third down and 8 now for the Boilermakers. Smith goes in motion. Elliott rolls off to his right. Another rush on the way. He has to keep it himself. And is down at the 47-yard line. And Purdue gives it up on downs again. And the fans here certainly not happy with what they've seen.
We said it in the first half. This is a base style of defense. They play cover 4, so you're going to see guys, 4 defensive backs in the secondary at all times. When you have a 2-receiver route, you're outmatched, you're outnumbered. They're rolling to the side. That play has not worked for the Boilermaker offense this whole game.
A beautiful punt by Summers. And this one hugging the goal line, rolls out of bounds at the 2, but it hugged the goal line too much for a touchback. Just broke the plane of the goal line. Boy, that would have been something. But the Huskies catch a break, if you will, and we'll start back at their 20-yard line. So Purdue can't get the offense going to start out the second half. Northern Illinois has the ball and we come back.
We believe there is something to be said for life and how you decide to live it. For the people you take in and the ones you take out. For the things that matter and the things that don't. For business, yours and theirs. We are independent agents proudly representing Auto Owners Insurance Company, currently ranked highest in customer satisfaction for the auto insurance claims experience by J.D. Power & Associates.
Made from fresh tomatoes living happily together with spicy green chilies. The bold flavor of Rotel gives your queso a kick. Spice things up with Rotel.
Thursday on an all-new Big Ten Quad, Eddie George sits down with Jared Jeffries, Carl Mecklenburg, and Blair Thomas. The Big Ten Quad, Thursday at 8 Eastern, only on the Big Ten Network.
The all-new BigTenNetwork.com, your home for hundreds of Big Ten video highlights. Sign up for text alerts and find out when your school will be featured on any Big Ten Network show. Interact with your favorite Big Ten Network personalities and shows on Twitter and Facebook. And download our podcasts to take the Big Ten Network with you wherever you go. The new BigTenNetwork.com. Log on now.
Huskies have the ball back up 21-7. Big Ten College Football is brought to you in high definition by Philips HD, available at Target, Walmart, and Sam's Club. Huskies defense showing strong in the second half, and now Purdue's defense trying to get on track. Almost sacks Harnish, but he breaks free and is able to throw it away and save losing some big yards.
Yeah, but these are the type of plays that you need to make if you're the Boilermakers. You see Ryan Kerrigan coming in, getting his hands on the quarterback. This cannot bring him down. Remember, this is the only time they punted in the first half, or really the one true punt they had in the first half for the touchdown with Valentine is that they got a sack on that drive. So these are the plays they have to make on the defensive side.
Well, they get the incompletion, so it's still 2nd down and 10. This time the pitch. Span's got it up to the 24-yard line. Pickup of 4.
Span with the carry. Harrigan and Carlino.
Span had a very productive first half. The rushing for Northern Illinois couldn't have asked for anything more. 34 yards for Span and a touchdown. And Brown, 95 yards rushing. 247 total yards in that first half. 148 coming on the ground.
The Husky game plan on both sides of the ball went to perfection for that football team.
3rd down, 6. Harnish, heavy rush, ball tipped, incomplete. Kerrigan got his hand on it, and that's the heavy rush that this Purdue defense needs to make in the second half.
They're making the plays the first half. The Huskies offense moved right down the field against the Boilermaker defense. This half, the first 2 drives, they put them in punt situations, get the ball back to the offense, and now the offense has to come to life and put some points on the board.
So Grave Sandy back now. He was there to field the punt the last time the Huskies had to give it up. Robert Macy, by the way, had the tip pass. He's now moved up on the depth chart on that defense for Purdue. A wobbly punt just into Purdue territory and down at the 47-yard line. So outstanding field position for Purdue's offense. If there's a time to get going, field position certainly, you would think, would help.
All spotted down at the 47-yard line.
Stay tuned for the State Farm wrap-up for scores, highlights, and analysis of today's game around the Big Ten and the country. Very busy afternoon around the Big Ten. Plenty of games going on. Dave Rebson has kept us up to date throughout our telecast. This one complete to Smith, and a big hit out of bounds, but not before he picks up a first down. David Bryant delivering a little punishment.
And they're in a zone, and anytime you can flood a zone, put one person in the flat, one person medium, one person deep, you outnumber them in that situation. Purdue did a great job.
No huddle, right back to Smith. This time he's smothered behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 40-yard line. Good pursuit on defense for Northern Illinois. Tracy Wilson, Kyrie Daniels, among others.
I think everybody's asking the same question if you watch Purdue play the first 2 games. Where is Ralph Bolden? Where's the big plays from the running back position? Has not yet seen it. We have not yet seen it in this game for the Boilermakers.
2nd down and about 12 after the loss of 2. Elliott, pass complete. Valentine out of bounds at the 33. So they get some of those yards back, but it's still going to be 3rd down and about 6.
Tackled by George.
And this is a little waggle route. You get a little half roll, and the receiver setting down, and Valentine's making those plays. They need to get the ball down the field. They haven't taken one. They really haven't taken a shot as a Boilermaker offense down the field yet. And we know that the Boilermaker offense, they like to get vertical, they like to make big plays. We haven't seen it yet today.
Inside handoff, Bolden straight ahead, and very close to a first down. If not, Rod, you'd almost think you would think about going for it. It looks like they're going to mark it just a bit shy. Do you go for it?
I think you go for it. You try to find the momentum on this football team, and I don't think Joey Elliott got the first down. He looked like he stayed in the same spot with no leg drive.
Well, I'll tell you what, they tried the quick snap, but you only have the one try to do it, and it is going to be very close. Everything depends on the spot of the football. And they'll come in and measure. And Northern Illinois very confident on their side that Elliott was stopped short. He needed less than a half yard.
Yeah, it looks like the ball has to cross the 27-yard line. Look like it's just short of that.
Boy, it is going to be close. And you really don't know until the chain gang comes out.
Yeah.
Holy moly, they are shy by inches And that's one more thing to fire up that Husky defense with, Rob.
Yeah, you know what? If I'm Danny Hope, I think I'm turning around and giving the ball to Ralph Bowden, a guy that can make a lot of big plays, and he's done that for you in the first 2 games.
Husky football when we come back. Danny Hope really wondering what's going on.
This is my small business specialist, Tara. I know landscaping, but I didn't know how wireless could help my business.
I just don't know how wireless can help my business.
Tara showed me how I could keep track of my employees in the field and get more jobs done faster. I was blown away. I'm blown away.
Only Verizon Wireless has small business specialists in every store to help you do business better.
We should get you a hat.
Now buy any BlackBerry like the new Tour at our lowest prices ever and get one free.
Croissonic BLT and tots, $2.99.
Have one of those tots?
Yeah, you know what? I'll throw you one. Go long.
Oh, okay. Hey.
Go long, man.
Oh, long
Yeah,
one?
I'll really air one out.
Okay,
Go
yeah,
long.
let's go. Ready?
Yeah. Go long, man. Yeah.
$2.99 Croissonic BLT and Tots. New at Sonic. A medium order of Sonic's famous tots, together with a BLT on a soft, buttery croissant. Now just $2.99.
Going to the game this weekend, Jim?
Well, Jerry, for more on that, let's throw it over to the Hampton Hotel where my wife Tracy is checked in. Trace, what's the mood over there?
You know, we're
Back in West Lafayette, the Hall of Engineering, the Neil Armstrong Hall of Engineering, earned his undergrad degree here in 1959. 14 years later, the first man to walk on the moon. Northern Illinois has the football at their own 28-yard line, leading by 2 full scores over the Boilermakers. And again, a run by the quarterback, Chandler Harnish. And Danny Hope was telling us yesterday that NIU has all the things that make up a good team. They've got the quarterback who can pass and run. The running back, Brown, gives you fits. A good offensive line. They're aggressive and thick. And the defense, they play very solid. They tackle hard. They're very disciplined overall. They've been in close games against big programs, and they lead here 21-7.
Yeah, if you're the Boilermakers football team, you just got to take one play at a time, not get carried away, not look at the scoreboard too much. And we've talked about the defense coming up to play for the Boilermakers, and they've shown up today. It's the offensive side that didn't show up today so far. They need to get points on the board. The defense is giving them opportunities. They have to take advantage of that. Once again, the defense is on the field, having to stop this Husky offense. Has done a great job playing really chess game with this defense, is going in the air when they're thinking it's a run. When they think it's a run, they're going in the air. So they're really keeping them off balance and on their heels.
Another first down for Brown for the Huskies. We should also mention, you know, that first half time of possession, nearly 21 minutes to just 9 in favor of Northern Illinois. And that's big if you can continue to make that clock roll, and you already have a 14-point lead.
Yeah, this is everything that the Huskies want to do. Coming into West Lafayette, run the football, having success, making really a tough defensive stand when the Boilermakers have the ball. But the Huskies, they're running the football extremely effective, and the defense is on the field a long time now for the Boilermakers. Now you have to wonder, do you get tired? Do you give up any big plays because of your tiredness?
Harnish rolls, fires, completes his pass just inside to Purdue territory. Marcus Lewis on the reception, and another first down. It is like clockwork for this offense.
And really, we're seeing no pressure put on Chandler. I mean, he's in the backfield, even though it's a rollout. There's only been 2 times I've really remembered that the quarterback's been hit in the backfield. And if you're a defense, you need to find pressure on the quarterback to make him uncomfortable.
And a couple of times he's been able to slip away. Brown straight up the middle. Maybe 3 yards. And Harnish has used his feet pretty well here this afternoon.
Well, you have a quarterback that can do it in the air and on the ground, and they're giving him opportunities to make those plays on the ground for this football team, and he's gritty enough to get it done.
27 yards rushing through the first half, and now he's got 30. He's run a couple of times here in the third quarter. Just enough production to keep his team moving forward. 2nd and 8. Harnish back to pass again, looking downfield. Short pass, and it is incomplete. Landon Cox had it for a moment, but only for a moment, as Torrey Williams came in and gave him a pop.
Torrey Williams moving the corner because Brandon King could not play, and this guy's played well today. I mean, it's a safety moving the corner, and that's a big deal. And I'm surprised that the Husky offense hasn't tried to take advantage of that a little bit more in this game.
From the Boilermaker 26-yard line.
3rd down and 7 for Northern Illinois. Ball's at the 46. They've hit on 50% of their 3rd down conversions so far today. Pass complete, make it 1 more. And this one goes to Lewis again.
It seems like every time a play needs to be made, the Huskies players are making it, and the Purdue players are just inches away from every single play. And if that continues, the Huskies can come into West Lafayette and pull up a big upset.
What have the Huskies offensively forced Purdue to do defensively or not be successful at?
You know what, the biggest thing is they're keeping them off balance. They're running the football, they're throwing the football extremely efficiently. And when you have a quarterback that can do two things, he can beat you with his legs in the air. You have two solid running backs. It's tough on the defense to make those plays time in and time out.
This time Brown on the carry, gets pushed out of bounds. They're not getting stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That's where Purdue has suffered offensively. They're getting 2, 3, 4 yards. Big Ten fans around the globe will be able to watch their favorite football team this fall with Big Ten Ticket, the Big Ten Network's new international streaming package. All televised Big Ten Network football games will be available live and on demand online to viewers living outside of the United States and Canada on BigTenTicket.com. So tell your loved ones overseas they won't miss the action. Span, stiff arm. Look at him go. Tough runner all the way down to the 21-yard line, and another first down for Northern.
All right, what we're seeing here, every time, not every time, but quite a few times in this game, we're seeing the running back get the ball in the middle, then bounce it outside. That's telling me the defensive ends and the defensive players who have containment for the run is getting out of position. They're getting inside. They're not trusting in their teammates. And anytime that happens, big plays can be had on the outside.
Northern Illinois threatening to add to their 21-7 lead. First down at the Purdue 21-yard line. This time Span is tripped up right along the line of scrimmage. Carlino there on the stop for Purdue.
And we haven't seen, if you've watched Purdue play the last 2 weeks, especially on the defensive side, you've seen a lot of blitzing. And today we haven't seen that much blitzing from the Boilermaker defense. And you can blitz the run. If you're having a hard time stopping a run, you can bring your linebackers to make sure they can't run the ball up the middle.
Hunter's keeper up the middle, inside the 20-yard line, down to the 19.
Yeah, they've ran this play more than a half dozen times today, and it's been successful every single time. He's getting 3 to 5 yards every single time that they have opportunity to run the football with the quarterback.
On the generator, red zone. So far for Northern Illinois, 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns in today's game. 3rd down and 8, ball marked at the 19-yard line. Gets a little bit louder here at Ross-Ade Stadium. Span, big hole up the middle. He's met by Williams, but he spins forward and picks up yet another first down.
This is the reason they bring him in the game in the red zone. This guy, it's an open side run, it's a cutback. He sees it, great vision, but every time he's made contact with the defender, he's spinning, he's moving his feet, he's falling forward. Defenders are not getting him to push back, and that's getting first downs for the Huskies offense.
Ball is just inside the 11-yard line, so technically they can pick up a first down just outside the goal line. Span keeps his feet moving. Touchdown, Northern Illinois! From 11 yards out. And the lead gets wider for an upset bid in Big Ten country.
Yeah, this is a strong side run, and you see the will of Span overtake the defenders, and he wants to get into that end zone. When he sees it, he's not denied.
Whistle stop play. I believe they're going to look at it upstairs. Here's one more look at Span. See if his knee was down before he stretched to the goal line. Boy, that's going to be close. Very
his knee
close.
was down. Now the question is, where was the ball when his knee came down? His knee right there is down. Now where's the ball? That's the question. Can you see it from any angle from the cameras? If you cannot overturn the call. It has to be indisputable evidence.
Boy, that is going to be close. That was a nice stretch, Ron.
I think that's so close you can't overturn it. It's one of those things you have to see it on the field where it's indisputable, where you can overturn the call. The call on the field was a touchdown. So that means they have to see something to say it's not.
Can't see the knee from that shot above, straight up from the end zone. This is where a replay official's job, in my opinion, becomes very, very tough.
It is,
because now you're
tough.
measuring inches off the video screen, and sometimes they're very clear and sometimes they're not.
But the one thing you have to remember, they called it a touchdown on the field. So what they're looking to see is this knee down? Do we see anything that's indisputable against what we called on the field? And if they do not, you have to keep the call as on the field, as it would be a touchdown.
I would imagine if a decision would come on whether or not the ball was actually, over the goal line and on the ground, they might bring it back out to maybe the 4-yard line. But that's...
Is there a time limit on the booth reviews? We have
a timely fashion.
It should be.
That's the time limit.
Oh, is that what it is?
A timely fashion.
But this is a close call. I mean, his knee did go down, and the question is, where's the ball?
I like replay, but this would be a tough one if you're a football fan to say that's not a touchdown.
It is, and that's why I believe they're going to come back off that booth review and call it a touchdown.
Here's Alex Kemp.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
That was too close. Indisputable video evidence to overturn a play is needed, and that would be a tough one there to overturn.
Yeah, but Span is a tough, gritty guy. The reason he comes into the red zone is because he can find the end zone. He has a nose for the end zone.
Salerno's extra point is good, and video confirms a 28-7 lead for Northern.
For a limited time only, lease a 2010 XF for $599 at your local Jaguar dealer.
So here we are in the fourth quarter, no time left, and the touchdown is under review.
Hey guys, what do you think?
We're not ready to go yet. Is there any way you can send this thing into overtime?
No problem.
I don't know what he was looking at, but we're going into overtime.
Buffalo Wild Wings, you have to be here.
This could finally end it. Unbelievable.
Weekday afternoons, catch a can't-miss block of programming on the Big Ten Network. Beginning at 3 Eastern, go on campus to see what's new across the Big Ten with 2 full hours of the University Showcase. Then at 5 Eastern, get the inside story on the football season from the men in charge with an hour of coaches' shows. And at 6, relive the magical games from years past on the Big Ten's greatest games. It's all weekdays starting at 3 Eastern, only on the Big Ten Network.
This week, the NFL on Fox delivers. First, the Ford Drive One Fox NFL Sunday pregame gets you ready for kickoff. Then, 2 of the NFC's best square off as Breeze and the Saints take on the Eagles. Or Favre and the Vikings take on the Lions. It's another great slate of NFL action in HD. This week on Fox NFL Sunday.
The score is right, 28-7, Northern Illinois over Purdue. Want to attend the bowl game of your choice in VIP style? Presenting the Bowl-Bound Sweepstakes brought to you by Rotel and Velveeta. You could win an incredible grand prize package featuring bowl tickets, air and hotel accommodations, and $1,000 in spending money and more. Or great weekly prizes. To enter, register at Rotel.com or text Rotel to 20284. From your cell, don't miss out. Enter the Bowl-Bound Sweepstakes today at Rotel.com. Valentine on the kickoff return has plenty of room. Up over the 40-yard line. And once again, The Boilermakers will have outstanding field position. 2:35 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, the problem hasn't been that they haven't had good field position, because they just have not been able to sustain any drives and get into the red zone and to capitalize on the field position they've been given throughout the day.
So Purdue starts out at the 42. Here's the problem with trying to get Bolden in the run game now, Rod. You're down 28-7.
But finding him on short passes is just as critical.
Elliott on the run, breaks free, and will score. Well, that's one way of getting the run game going.
That's one way to get him back. You know what? I mean, he's a good athlete. They say also that Joey Elliott can run the football. He's out of the pocket. He's a good guy with his feet also. We've seen the top end speed with Joey Elliott. I think that surprised the Huskies defense that he can split the seam on that defense.
58-yard quarterback run for Elliott and a touchdown. Well, you needed a quick strike. You didn't figure you'd get it on that kind of distance from your quarterback on the ground, though.
But let's see if this unites and gets the energy going for the Boilermakers football team.
Plenty of time on the clock as Elliott races to the end zone to trim that lead in half.
Made from fresh tomatoes living happily together with spicy green chilies. The bold flavor of Rotel gives your queso a kick. Spice things up with Rotel.
Big Ten Network's Big Ten Football 4-Pack. What's the first rule of the 4-Pack? Never talk about the 4-Pack. Tuesday, breakdown game analysis inside and out. Wednesday, sights and sounds, scoop for the Big Ten coaches. Thursday,
behind the schemes, insider look at the X's and O's.
Friday, Big Ten football and beyond. What's the second rule of the 4-Pack? Never talk about the 4-Pack! Okay, this never happened.
Watch the Football 4-Pack every Tuesday through Friday night at 10 Eastern, only on the Big Ten Network.
Thursday on an all-new Big Ten Quad, Eddie George sits down with Jared Jeffries, Carl Mecklenburg, and Blair Thomas. The Big Ten Quad, Thursday at 8 Eastern, only on the Big Ten Network.
So Joey Elliott goes 58 yards, the quarterback run for a touchdown, and just that fast, Purdue gets within 28-14 of this Northern Illinois team, Rod, who really stretched out this one in the third quarter.
We needed a big play. The Boilermakers needed a big play, and they got it from the quarterback, not thinking it's going to happen on the ground with his feet, splitting the seam with the Husky defense.
Well, he's showing he can certainly do the job now on the kickoff. This one sails through the end zone. So Northern will start at their own 20-yard line. Here's the run by Elliott. And it all worked out. I mean, he dropped back the pass, Rod, and saw a wide open field.
Not thinking that he would outrun the secondary of the Huskies defense, because nobody's done that to date.
Well, the first-year starter quarterback with his biggest run of his collegiate career. We'll see if that provides a spark to the defense. It has sparked the crowd here at Ross-Ade Stadium. Chandler Harnish, sophomore quarterback, in the shotgun. Brown finds a little running room. It looked like he was going to get a whole lot more, cuts back up the middle, and gets about 4 up to the 24-yard line.
Well, we have to see if that play helps this football team, the Boilermakers football team, find some momentum and stick with that momentum. This is a game. If they can stop them here and the Purdue offense can go back down and score, this is a football game.
Northern Illinois with 170 more total yards than Purdue. And the Boilermakers just got 58 on one single run by Elliott. Pass pass dumped off, maybe a yard gain for Marcus Lewis. That defense in heavy pursuit. Williams is there and Joe Holland for Purdue.
Yeah, Chandler, just a little rollout boot and great play by Torrey Williams coming up and making a nice big hit to put him in third and short. It's a big third down for the Boilermakers defense here.
Chandler Harness checks the play. Northern Illinois trying to attempt to beat a Big Ten team for only the second time in their school history. Third and a long 4. Harness rolls, throws, incomplete. Ball tipped away by David Pender. Good coverage out there on Martell Moore, the true freshman.
Best cover corner that the Boilermakers have. He rose up to the occasion by getting a deflection. I mean, this is a big stop for the Purdue team. Now we got to see if they can do something with the momentum that they received just now on that play.
Waynell Graves-Sandy back to take the punt from Josh Wilbur. He has replaced Aaron Valentine here in the second half on punt returns. Valentine had 2 fumbles. This one a floater off the side of his foot out of bounds. However, a heavy rush by Purdue has drawn a flag.
Running into the kicker. Defense, number 24. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
They only needed 4, and they get 5 on the penalty. Jason Werner, the senior, coming in. And look at him, Rod. He tries to hold up, but his momentum took him right in. That's a tough call.
It's a good acting job right there from the Huskies kicker. But you know what? When you have that type of momentum, those type of plays shoot yourself in the foot as a team. You can't win football games if you make those type of mental errors, because that's what was a mental error. That wasn't a physical error. That's a mental error.
So the return game started out so well for Purdue. They had the punt return for a touchdown, but then fumbled away a couple of opportunities, and a penalty here keeps a Husky drive alive. Brown does not have a whole lot of room, maybe a yard, but what this also does is put the offense back out on the field and continues to churn the clock. Now a minute to go in the third quarter.
What's a lot of the game is not over yet. I mean, it's a lot of time on the clock. You still have another quarter to play. But when you make plays like that as a football team, you don't give yourself opportunities to win the games. Now they have to go out there again and stop this Husky offense that really has had its way with this Purdue defense.
It's a renewed defense, though. They are fired up. They have not given up much. As of late, Brown trying to change that. Look at him continue to move forward up to the 39-yard line. That'll set up a 3rd down and 2.
He is an extremely quick running back. He can stop on a dime and get moving at the highest speed that he has. That is tough for a defense to contain, because when the guy is running full speed and stops on a dime and cuts back, you got to stop your momentum and try to make the tackle.
And that is the end of the third quarter here from Ross-Ade Stadium. Momentum changing a bit, however, Northern still up 28-14.
Honda EU Series generators are perfect for hardcore tailgaters. They provide reliable power for all sorts of things, and they're incredibly quiet.
I got this one.
Which neighbors really appreciate. Honda generators.
Bring it.
I've been working on a cocktail called Grounds for Divorce.
House? Yes.
how many other friends you have in the asylum. You guys are crazy.
Next Saturday on the Big Ten Network, conference play kicks off with an electrifying showdown. After last year's heartbreaking defeat, Adam Weber and Eric Decker are out for payback when they unleash the Gophers' aerial assault. But defensive stud Corey Wooten and the Wildcats are poised to make a statement in this key early season collision. It all starts with a pregame show next Saturday in high def, presented by the United States Marine Corps, only on the Big Ten Network.
Hey, you'd look good in green or white.
We really think you're terrific. Come help us defend the Rock.
Well, I'm back at you.
Big W on a helmet. You know about our Buckeye leaves, right?
No dome, no problem.
You'd look great in black and gold.
Purdue could use someone like you.
Do you like roses?
Look, our helmet's got wings. Come to Ohio State. Come to Wisconsin.
Indiana.
Iowa.
Purdue.
Illinois.
Michigan.
Northwestern. Minnesota.
Michigan State.
Come to Penn State.
Weekday afternoons, catch a can't-miss block of programming on the Big Ten Network. Beginning at 3 Eastern, go on campus to see what's new across the Big Ten with 2 full hours of the University Showcase. Then at 5 Eastern, get the inside story on the football season from the men in charge with an hour of coaches' shows. And at 6, relive the magical games from years past on the Big Ten's greatest games. It's all weekdays starting at 3 Eastern, only on the Big Ten Network. This is the Big Ten Network.
Big Ten Network football is presented by the United States Marine Corps, the few, the proud, the Marines. And brought to you in part by Rotel and Velveeta. Try Rotel and Velveeta's famous queso dip, the ultimate game day snack. And by Phillips HD, made to feel, made to amaze. Phillips HD. All the trophies here at Purdue. Danny Hope would love to add to the showcase. But I'll tell you what, the performance today, it has been tough against Northern Illinois. Starting the fourth quarter, they trail 28-14. Third down and about 1 for the Huskies. Spann gets the call. Good on short yardage, but maybe not enough here. Good effort defensively by Purdue. They need a stop.
It's going to be close.
And it's going to be one they're going to have to measure. Spann is that short yardage man and has done a terrific job in this ball game.
And this is the first time that the Purdue defense inside versus a third and short has really been very stout in making it a tough call.
So they'll come out to measure. We'll see if that ball needed to completely cross the 40, and it did. It's going to be short by just inches. So what do?
This is a big, you're winning by 14. To take this gamble, if you did, you're putting the Boilermaker offense in great field position, but they're going to punt the ball away. I think it's a great decision by Coach Kill.
Grave Sandy back at his 20-yard line. Purdue's punt return game has had 3 miscues. Much better punt. Grave Sandy's got it at his 12. Up over the 30. And brought down at the 32-yard line. That's where Purdue will take over. So the defense has done its job, and everything came out clean there. No penalties, and now the offense gets to have the ball one more time. Let's take a look at the Rotel-Velveeta combination of the game, because you can't win without the perfect partner. Joey Elliott and Ralph Bolden, for the first 2 games of the season, really did a terrific job together, but Bolden has been held to just 32 yards rushing in this game.
And you have to give all the credit to the Huskies defense, because they've played a solid game at this point.
And Elliott picking up 58 of his rushing yards on the touchdown run. Pass complete. Bolden's got it in the open field. Into Husky territory, still on his feet. And brought down at the 35-yard line. Big play for the Boilermakers.
This is what they needed. They need a spark for this football team, and they're finding ways to get the ball to Bowden. He's their playmaker. Joey Elliott found him on a half rollout throwback seam route to the running back.
A 33-yard pickup down to the Husky 35-yard line. Purdue so capable of the quick strike offense. Elliott going to take off and slides for a couple of yards. Playing the safe route there.
Yeah, you had Aaron Valentine running right across his fade. If you would have gave him that one, there was nobody on the right side of the field for the Huskies defense.
Early fourth quarter. Bolden runs forward down to the 34. Let's go now to Dave Revson in Chicago for a Prestone game break.
Craig, thanks. We have big happenings in Minneapolis. 7th-ranked Cal in town. Check out this play. Eric Decker to the backup quarterback, Marquise Gray. It is 21-all in the fourth quarter.
Wow, how about that at the new stadium in Minnesota?
That would be a big upset.
This one downfield looking for Valentine, can't connect. And it is 4th down for the Boilermakers.
And it looks like the decision to go for it on 4th down here early in the fourth quarter. This is a big play for the Boilermakers offense.
Well, this season, they have gone for it 4 times on 4th down. Make it 5 because they went earlier today and got stopped. They've converted 3 times. They need about 4 yards here, down by 14 points. Final quarter of the game. Elliott throws. Oh, that's a tough one. No flags. That's a tough pickup right there on 4th down and 4. And Purdue can't get it done. They'll come away empty. So the Husky defense holds true one more time, but still plenty of time left on the clock.
The Suzuki SX4 versus the Mini. The Suzuki SX4 has more horsepower than the Mini, 25 more horsepower. The SX4 offers available all-wheel drive. The Mini doesn't. The SX4 has America's #1 warranty and GPS Navi standard. And the SX4 costs thousands of dollars less. The Suzuki SX4, it's mightier than the Mini. Lightning bolt stickers and cape not included.
Many will hear the calling.
Move it! Yes, sir!
Few will earn the title United States Marine. The few, the proud Marines.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
This trailer's awesome.
Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
You can create your own football highlight reels each week with the Big Ten Football Mashup presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. Go to mashup.big10network.com right now to compile your favorite plays and share them with your friends.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Big Ten Conference and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Big Ten Conference.
Big Ten Network football is presented by the United States Marine Corps. Football fans, you can create your own football highlight reels each week with the Big Ten Football Mashup presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. Go to mashup.big10network.com right now to compile your favorite plays and share them with your friends. Huskies take over on downs. Purdue fails on a 4th down and 4. Chandler Harnish takes the snap and moves forward. This team is up 28-14 over the Purdue Boilermakers in Big Ten country. And in the history of NIU football against the Big Ten, they came in with 1 win, 32 losses, 1 tie. Their only win came against Wisconsin in 1988. It was a 1917 victory.
And they're 12 minutes away from getting their 2nd win versus the Big Ten team.
And let's remind everybody, Rod, that
Northern Illinois.
Timeout by Northern Illinois taken. They played Tennessee and Minnesota tough a year ago. They played Wisconsin tough earlier this year. But this is what they have forced Purdue into some miscues. Purdue's had their own, and Northern Illinois has come up with some. Valentine, a couple of turnovers on punt returns. Yeah. Purdue creates one early, and then Northern Illinois gives one up. So there have been turnovers on each side. They've balanced out a little bit, but Northern Illinois, time of possession, total yards, has moved the football in this game. Let's check down on the field now with Lara Overton.
Well, you can see that this Northern Illinois team can put up a fight, and their coach is someone who knows something about a battle on and off the field. He was diagnosed with kidney cancer back in 2005, and while he was undergoing treatments, he came across a lot of patients who could not afford their medical treatment. So he set up the Coach Kill Cancer Research Fund to help families in Southern Illinois who couldn't afford the treatment that they needed. Craig?
Well, that's a great story, and it's good to see Coach Kill, and a big pickup here to Kyle Scarb on the pass play.
And all that was really a wheel route by his running back, and absolutely wide open. Big play for the Huskies offense when needed.
All the way down to the 25-yard line of Purdue. Nico Brown has some running room, turns the corner, another 1st down before he's pushed out of bounds at the 14-yard line. My goodness, this offense is awfully productive, Rod.
Yeah, I mean, everything that they want to happen is happening. When they want to throw the football, they throw it extremely efficiently. And when they want to run the ball, they're running it extremely well. Anything that the play is called, any play that's called for the Huskies offense, they're executing it perfectly right now.
Honda Generators red zone for Northern Illinois. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns. They're back in again, 1st down, inside the 15-yard line of Purdue. Brown cuts back up the middle and gets a yard down to the 13-yard line.
Purdue, they're in field goal range. What the Boilermakers defense needs to do is stand up, keep them right there. Hopefully, first of all, get a turnover. If not that, keep them to a field goal.
No gain on the play. 2nd down.
Northern Illinois trying to make it a 3-score game in the 4th quarter. Chandler Harnish. Pass complete inside the 10-yard line to Martell Moore. 3rd down for Northern Illinois.
This Husky offense looks like it's one of the better offenses in the country right now. They're playing extremely good football. I mean, everything that needs to happen. Chandler Harnish has done an outstanding job leading this football team down the field throughout the game.
Well, as coaches will tell you, Jerry Kill and offensive coordinator Matt Limegrove, he doesn't commit turnovers, makes good decisions, has full attention of his team, the unquestioned leader of the Huskies. And he's trying for a major upset here at Purdue. Keeps the ball, fighting for some running room, and stacked up right along the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be 4th down Huskies. Under 10 minutes to go. They'll have to perhaps settle for the field goal.
And the leading tackler for the Boilermakers, Jason Werner, he did a great job of getting his hands on Chandler and getting him down.
So Mike Salerno comes in and will attempt a field goal. And it's a big 3 points that the Huskies could add to the board and make it a 3-score game. Mark it at the 15. And it's no good. Not far from a point after try, but off the hash mark, and this one sails wide. Well, we'll see how Purdue responds to another breath when we come back.
With Rotel.
The State Farm wrap-up immediately after the game, only on the Big Ten Network.
Purdue down 14 to Northern Illinois as Torrey Williams looks on from the sideline. Today's Polaris hardest working player is Torrey Williams, game-leading 10 tackles in this game, and Ronnie had to switch positions to cover for Brandon King over at the corner.
Yeah, you know, unfortunately, he had to make 10 tackles at this point, but fortunately enough for the Boilermakers is that he's there to make that switch for that defense.
Purdue has the ball back in dire need of scoring. They came up empty on downs inside Northern Illinois territory in their last possession. Adams, the big tight end, makes the catch. And a first down for Purdue.
Yeah, and I would like to see them throw the ball more vertically down the field. They're making every attempt they've made, it's been very close. So they're right off the fingertips, more opportunities. You can see some big plays right around the corner for the Boilermakers offense.
Moves the chains up to the 33-yard line. Short gainer there to Valentine. Up to the 38. Got about 5.
Now we're going to see if the 5th-year senior, first-year starter, Joey Elliott, can march this team down the field the last 8.5 minutes and lead this team to a victory.
It would be huge because they were down 28-7 in the 3rd quarter. He had a 58-yard touchdown run to get Purdue within 14. Pass complete again to Adams, and another first down. Just inside the Husky territory at the 49-yard line.
When you're playing a zone defense, the biggest thing, or the one thing that could be open, is shallow crossers across the field because you don't account for those guys. And we've seen that right there the last 2 plays.
Elliott rolling to the near side. Looks downfield, tries to find Keith Carlos. And this one is incomplete.
Right off his hands, very close to being a big play for the Boilermakers offense. That ball really should have been caught because it hit him before the defender truly got there. Those type of plays have to be made if you want to win close games.
Great angle from our crew working today's game. 2nd down. Well, the total offense is really something to look at. An impressive day for this Huskies team. This time Carlos has it. Gets some positive yards down to the 41-yard line.
But we've seen the Boilermakers offense, and I said they should go down the field more vertically. They took a shot, and it was there. Those type of plays are going to be there. Anytime you play a spread offense and the defense starting to get spread out, the seams will be had, but you just have to find them as a quarterback.
3rd down and 2 for Purdue. They're only 2 for 11 on 3rd down conversions this afternoon. And they get one here. Bolden gets the carry and takes it down to the 35-yard line of Northern Illinois.
Big drive for the Boilermakers offense. They need to get some points on the board. Really, they need a touchdown because the clock is against them now. And really, this is the first time we see Ralph Bolden get out of the pocket or get out of the outside containment of the defense and make some yardage for this football team.
Elliott, pass drop by Smith.
This is a close contest, and anytime it's a close contest, every possession is critical. Every snap is critical, and right now we've seen Purdue in the last couple pass plays, 2 drops from the receivers. They have to concentrate, pull those balls in to give their football team an opportunity to score points.
Second down and 10. Bolden, the lone man in the backfield with Elliott. He gets the call and gets tripped up right away at the line of scrimmage. And once again, Northern doing the job. Corey Hansen. Check that. That was Jason Taylor carrying the football. And it just came into my mind. We haven't seen Taylor until now.
Yeah, it's been a tough sledding for him, but this is a big play for this Boilermaker offense.
Over the middle, pass complete down to the 15-yard line. First down. Valentine on the reception.
And Joey's doing a great job with his feet. He's getting out of the pocket. He's very poised out of the pocket and finding his receivers down the field. He needs to make the plays in the air for this football team, and these receivers need to catch the football.
Good drive so far for Purdue and the senior quarterback. Trying to keep his team in it and get back in the game. Bolden the call inside the 10, picks up about 9, a yard shy of the first down. They can pick it up at the 5-yard line.
Well, this is the most efficient we've seen this offense be today in this drive. They're doing it on the ground and in the air, and with that, they need to score a touchdown to put them back in the game.
Second down, about 1. Elliott pumps once. Takes it himself. Touchdown, Purdue.
He smelt the end zone. He went head first, not like on the field when he was going feet first, making that baseball slide. He wanted that touchdown. This is the leadership they need from this quarterback when he smells the end zone, giving everything that he has. And if he can do that, the players will follow him.
Elliott scores his second rushing touchdown of the game. This one from 6 yards out. His previous was 58. Extra point is good. And suddenly, we got ourselves a ball game with 5:42 to go. Purdue back in it, down 28-21. Here's another look at the touchdown.
Yeah, we have a game. I mean, this is really it was a pass play, but he just saw the Red Sea open up, and he took it.
28-21.
By Principal Financial Group. Tomorrow night at 10 Eastern, only on the Big Ten Network.
Northern Illinois trying to hang on for the upset at Purdue, up 28-21. Stay tuned for the State Farm wrap-up for scores, highlights, and analysis of today's game. What a day it has been here at Purdue. Tommy Davis, Rick Kreider are back for Northern Illinois. Their big lead of 28-7 has dwindled. Davis takes it at the goal line. Runs straight ahead, and flags come in. And it's likely to go against Northern Illinois, which will pin them back as they try to figure out how to hang on to this 1-touchdown lead.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Northern Illinois, number 23, half the distance to the goal. First down.
Well, we'd like to welcome those who've been watching the Wofford, Wisconsin game here in West Lafayette. What a game this has been. Purdue scored first early in the game, then Northern Illinois ripped off 28 unanswered, and now Purdue has scored on consecutive touchdowns. And Joey Elliott doing the job on the ground.
The Boilermakers can feel the victory right around the corner. They are excited. The momentum is on their side.
So that penalty pins Northern Illinois inside the 10-yard line, and Purdue's defense not letting them go anywhere on the ground. Jason Warner, the senior.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they've been living off running the football today, and finally, the defense for the Boilermakers has stepped up to the plate and giving them 2nd and long. This is a critical drive for the Boilermakers football team to get them back in the game.
We told you about Warner earlier today. Missed all of last year with a bad back. Had some surgery. And right now, the team's leading tackler. 2nd down and 8. Pass. Complete. Tiptoeing the line out there is Kyle Starb, who is factored in big here in the final quarter out of the backfield in the receiving game.
And it's really a play pass with the fullback to the flat. And Purdue's defense has done a pretty good job of tackling people in the open field. This is one thing they really worked on all week long, is getting the ball carrier down in the open field. This is a big 3rd down for this Purdue defense.
3rd down and 4. Chandler Harness, native of Indiana, has nearly 400 family and friends up here at the ball game today. This one is complete, but it's going to be shy of the 1st down. Purdue fans say that one skipped to the receiver, Nathan Palmer.
They're saying it's short hop.
But in either case, it is still about a yard, maybe 2 yards shy of the 1st down.
No, it was a catch. He got the ball, his hands under the ball. It was a catch, but it's still short, and it's a 4th down. Yeah, his hand was under the ball. That is definitely a catch.
It looks like they're going to stop play and review this call.
Purdue is challenging the ruling on the field of a complete pass.
Well, one of the reasons why Purdue is challenging, Rod, because they're going to get some more time back on the clock.
They get more time back on the clock, and no matter what happens here, it's going to be 4th down. Purdue gets the football. But when you can get 10 more seconds back on the clock, you're going to take it, because that can be critical time at the end of the game to win it.
It's our 2nd review of the game.
But it looked like Nathan Palmer's hand was under the ball. It was a catch, because if you watch the ball, as soon as it touched his hand, it jumped up to his body. And normally you will see some grass jump up with it if the ball's hitting the ground.
It does indeed look like a catch. They'll need indisputable video evidence to overturn that play.
And we've learned that there's no timetable on the reviews.
Just a lot of looks.
A lot of looks.
A lot of looks to make sure it's the correct call.
You got to get it right.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It was a complete pass. Purdue is charged with their 1st timeout.
All right, now you got to get the clock straight, because the clock was running on the complete catch.
Yeah, you know, I'm still trying to figure out why you challenge the call, even though it's 4th down. They're not going to go for it on 4th down. So even if 5 seconds or 10 seconds on the clock, you have plenty of time to march down the field with 3:40 on the clock at this point.
Clock at 3:44. And now they put it in play. And think about it, there's 25 seconds left on the play clock. Short snap. Northern Illinois got the football. Justin Anderson picks up a 1st down. And how about that gutsy call deep in your own territory? Are you kidding?
That is the gutsiest call I've seen in a long time from a football team. From your own 27, you call a fake punt. And you know what? If you don't take high risk, you don't get the reward. This is a high-risk play. A big 1st down for that Husky offense.
They keep the ball and keep the clock rolling. Just over 3 minutes to go. 1st down, Huskies. They've got it at their own 27-yard line. Brown the call. Big yards right up the middle, and a good run, a pickup of about 7 yards. Wow, that is something.
They're going to try to eat the clock up. They're going to run the football, and they're going to run the football. You might see some boots since Chandler can get outside and do things with his feet, but I will be very surprised if I see the Husky offense put the ball in the air.
Ironic, the Wisconsin fans just joined us on the broadcast because Northern Illinois' only win against a Big Ten team was against Wisconsin back in 1988. They are 132-1 against a Big Ten opponent, trying to make it 2 wins today. Brown, the carry, and it looks like he picks up another first down, and he does, up to the 38-yard line. 2:22 to go, and don't forget Purdue was charged with a timeout, so they only have 2 left on the board. Our Phillips HD player of the game, Chandler Harnish, the quarterback for Northern Illinois. 174 in the air, 35 on the ground, including a touchdown pass.
Tremendous athlete, a tremendous leader for this Husky football team.
Nico Brown, 142 yards on the ground. He gets the call again. Tries to dance away from Williams, breaks a tackle, and picks up 8 more yards. Clock continues to roll, 1:45 to go.
But what I love about Miko here is that he stays in bounds. He knows if he goes out of bounds to stop the clock, he goes back inbound, he makes the contact. He wants to get that first down. He wants that clock to run.
How about the call to Justin Anderson on the fake punt? Really an amazing gutsy call deep in your own territory, only up by 7 points.
Gutsy call and smart play with Miko Brown just now. He gets the ball outside, but he cuts it back up. He does not run out of bounds. He knows if he does that, the clock stops. He stays in bounds to make Purdue burn another timeout. Now they only have 1 left.
Look at the time of possession in this game. Northern Illinois just over 40 minutes. Purdue at 18. It is tough to win a ball game when you're only on the field with your offense for 18 minutes.
Yeah, and Big Ten football was always smash mouth football. You're going to run the ball down their throat, and today Northern Illinois came in and played Big Ten style of football, running the ball right down the field at will.
Second down and short. Span the call. Span a first down. Gets into Purdue territory. And the Boilermakers only 1 timeout left. However, we do have a flag that just came in. And it looks like it's going to be a holding.
Holding. Offense. Number 61. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Unan Tanse.
And that's what you don't need if you're the Husky offense. You don't want to shoot yourself in the foot and, first of all, stop the clock, but put your team in 2nd and long. Now you're giving an opportunity for this Boilermaker defense to do something positive.
Second down, about 12. Clock continues to roll. Again, Purdue just 1 timeout left. Span stays on his feet, very close to another first down, trying to make up for the penalty. And they'll mark him just a tad shy. So it's going to be 3rd down and 1, and Purdue forced to call.
It's definitely
their
third
last
short.
timeout.
This is a big 3rd down for the Boilermakers. If I'm Purdue, I'm bringing all my linebackers to the line of scrimmage. This is a critical stop for the defense.
1:06 to go in the ball game.
Please reset the game.
Our Jaguar defensive play of the game, and we've got 2 of them today because on special teams, Valentine lost 2 punts, and these came, Rod, after he scored on a punt return for a touchdown.
Well, critical turnovers for Valentine, and unfortunate for him. I mean, this guy has worked so hard to get on the field and has played extremely well for the football team this year. And unfortunately, he just lacked the concentration on both those punts, and the ball hit the ground.
Well, the clock is rolling.
I don't understand how the clock is rolling.
Purdue
They
called
call
their final timeout. Somebody on Purdue's side should. Now the officials have spotted it, I believe. Northern Illinois, 8 of 18 on third down conversions. However, they have not converted one in the fourth quarter.
Well, this is critical time for the Boilermakers. They need that time back on the clock.
They took the timeout with 1:06.
1:11 on the clock, please.
Let's see what they reset to. The 1:11, that would actually give them 5 extra seconds. There they go down to 6, 1:06. Well, now it's continuing to roll.
It's rolling again.
So much for the home clock operator days. Remember those days?
You would think you get
working against you right now.
You would think you get some home cooking. They started the clock and it stayed.
They can't continue this, and they come in. They got to fix this issue. It should be 1:06. Well, it's been an outstanding game played by Northern Illinois. Danny Hope not getting the effort, especially offensively, what he was hoping for in this game. Purdue was able to jump out in front on a punt return for a touchdown, 7-0, but then Northern Illinois went to work with their offense and got 4 consecutive touchdowns, and then Joey Elliott was able to go to work starting late in the third quarter and had a couple of touchdown runs. And then Purdue went for Northern Illinois went for the fake punt deep in their own territory, up 28-21. Justin Anderson
Please
took it
reset
for
the
a
game
first down.
clock to 1 minute 11 seconds. Purdue has called their final timeout. It's a 30-second timeout.
I'm a little bit confused on why it's 1:11, and I thought Purdue had already called their final timeout to stop it at 1:06.
Well, it was 1:06, but they're giving them 5 more seconds. I don't think Danny Hope is going to question that call.
Hey, Purdue fans, get free Purdue programming alerts on your mobile phone. Text PUR to 20284. All I got to do is text stop to quit if you need to do that, but lots of things going on around the Purdue campus.
Yeah, and I tell you what, this is a huge third down. If they can stop them here, they'll get the ball back, but they won't have that much time. But if the Huskies can find a way to make this first down, the game is over for the Boilermakers.
Okay, that took forever, but we're actually going to have a play here on 3rd down and 1. Spann gets the call, gets tripped up. He is short of the first down. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Clock rolls under a minute to go here with Northern Illinois up 28-21.
The question is, do they call a fake again? It was a gutsy call.
There's going to be about a 24-second difference if they let the play clock run all the way down. And it looks like that's what Northern will do.
And call a timeout right before it happens.
Under 30. Jerry Kill's got 2 timeouts left and calls a timeout with 25 seconds left on the clock. Justin Anderson took that fake snap the last time they were in a situation like this, but that was back at their own 27-yard line and got the first down.
And that was the call of the game. I mean, this game was waiting in the wings for the Huskies. And he made a bold call, a gamble that paid off for the Huskies football team, getting a first down and really running out the clock.
Stay tuned for the State Farm wrap-up for scores, highlights and analysis of today's game. Post-game show on the way.
Slayer on punt formation, Great Sandy D.
All right, in punting formation. Wilbur lets it fly. And this one catches the end zone, so Purdue, with just over 18 seconds, will take over at their 20-yard line. No timeouts, trailing 28-21 to Northern Illinois, trying for only the program's second win against a Big Ten school ever.
What type of play does Gary North, the offensive coordinator for Purdue, have in his bag to go 80 yards in 18.5 seconds?
We'll find out.
If we can find one, I think a lot of people will copy that in future weeks.
This one to the tight end. He's tackled at the 32, picks up the first down. Kyle Adams does. That stops the clock to move the chains.
Block it to stop the clock.
And Elliott spikes the ball to stop the clock permanently so they can huddle up and get a play in.
But you're going to have to get more than 12 yards at a pop. You're going to have to get 40 and stop the clock, run up, clock it, and you might get 2 more plays out of this. Let's see if they can just throw up a Hail Mary and one of the Purdue receivers can come down with it.
Pass complete, lateral back, ball is fumbled, and whistle stops the play. They must not have ruled that a completed pass at first. Not exactly sure how that's the case.
I'm a little confused of what they called right there. Maybe they're saying the receiver never had possession, even with the lateral on that one. So that's an interesting call by the refs.
Jerry Kill can't believe it, storming on the other side of the sideline. 8 seconds remain. Bowling up the middle, trying to find some running room. Can't do it, but he picks up a first down with 2 seconds to go. Now Elliott will spike it as soon as the chains are set, and does. 1 second remaining. Well, I tell you what, Jerry Kill has a valid point on the other side of his sideline. This game should be over.
It should be over. He had a catch by the tight end, and he lateraled it back, and it went over the running back's head, and nobody recovered because they blow the whistle dead because it was a non-catch. And I think everybody's scratching their head trying to figure out why the refs blew the ball dead.
Well, if his defense can hold here on the final play of the game, he will not be angry any longer. They will have a major victory here in Big Ten country. Final play. Elliott steps up. Throws it to Bolden in the open field. Needs a block. Ball loose. Northern's got it. Game over. And the Huskies pull off the upset in West Lafayette. 28-21 is our final score this afternoon. Just the program's second win against a Big Ten team, and their first since 1988.
They were trying to get something out of this play, and you know, Ralph Bolden did everything he could. Penny was on the offense, and this game was over, and they tried to get everything they could out of the last play, and they couldn't get it accomplished.
Well, Danny Hope knew that he would have his hands full against Jerry Kill's Northern Illinois team, and they certainly had it today. That's it from Ross-Ade Stadium. Our final score this afternoon, the Huskies of Northern Illinois 28, Purdue 21. What a win for the Husky program. Let's go now to the Chicago studio with Dave Rebson for the State Farm wrap-up show.
We're watching the game between Purdue and Northern Illinois. The Huskies pull off the win 28-21, just their second ever over a Big Ten program. We'll talk about the fallout from West Lafayette coming up in a bit. All of the games now from the early session here on the Big Ten Network are in the books. Let's check out how it went down in Ann Arbor between Eastern Michigan and Michigan. And this, a matchup of some familiar foes, as Ron English, former defensive coordinator, now the head coach at Eastern Michigan. The Wolverines without the suspended linebacker Jonas Mouton, sitting out for that punch against Notre Dame. Carlos Brown, he was playing. Brown into the end zone. Michigan takes a 10-3 lead. To the second quarter now, it's 17-10. It is Brown again, and they are not going to get him. Brown going 90 yards for the touchdown. Carlos Brown, the third longest run in the history of Michigan football. Huge game for Brown. 13 carries for 189 yards. Later in the second, it is Denard Robinson at quarterback, and he is picked off by Chris May. Ensuing drive for Eastern Michigan, Dwayne Priest on a 3rd and 3 from the 5. Priest takes it in, and Eastern Michigan within a touchdown. Priest went for 91 rushing yards in the game. It's 24-17, but in the second half, it is all Wolverines. Forcier to Martavius Odoms on the reverse, and Odoms does the rest. Takes it into the end zone. 31-17 in favor of the Wolverines. They had 448 total yards in this game, and then it's Robinson. Might not throw it so well, but he's kind of quick.
He's gone.
36-yard touchdown run for him as Michigan ran it for 380 yards in this game. 45-17 is the final as Michigan improves to 9-0 all-time against Eastern Michigan. 26-1 against the MAC, the lone blemish, of course, last year in the loss to Toledo. Again, a huge game for Carlos Brown. 13 carries, 189 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a discussion afterwards with Carissa Thompson.
Carlos, huge day for you. 187 yards, 2 touchdowns. How'd you feel out there? It was obviously working, whatever it was.
I felt great. You know, the offensive line did a great job. Coaches did a great job calling good plays, and we had a good day.
Take us through that 90-yard run.
Well, before the play, Mark said, he was like, hey, man, let's get up out of here. He's like, we're going to block the play well, you know, and they did that, and they got me to the second level, and it was on from there.
You guys are 3-0, off to a great start, your best start since 2006. What's the whole feel of the team right now? Everybody's
upbeat, you know, we're very, very happy, you know. It's like everybody kind of knocking us and all, you know, and we happy, you know, so we're working together and we're making it happen.
You play Indiana next week, you start conference play, that's big for you guys.
Right. You know, so we're going to continue to do what we've been doing, you know, work hard, practice every day, and hopefully get better.
All right, congratulations on a great game. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Let's go.
Carissa, thanks. So no hangover for Michigan after the win against Notre Dame. It was a close game for a while, but you know what? Eastern Michigan played Northwestern very tight last week. I don't think there's any shame in having a close game for a half with Eastern Michigan. And then the second half, they just run away with it, Howard. The ground game particularly impressive.
Yeah, I thought Carlos Brown played outstanding today, taking advantage of the opportunities that he's had, been sharing some time with Minor, that he's been able to really find his way in this offense. You see him here breaking up the sidelines, has tremendous speed and balance. So if they can get him involved along with Minor, it's going to be a big-time rushing attack for them. And then you talk about the quarterback situation that they have. Hand it off, pound the football as they did today. And as we see him here, he's accelerating away from players in this one. So he has big-time breakaway speed. And I think this running game can truly lead this offense to the next level.
You know, Howard, we're seeing the evolution of this offense. We go to practice, we see some smaller players than Michigan's used to. They're quicker, and now we're seeing the offense unfold. That Carlos Brown big run, that game was played in space. Everybody was distributed all over the field. Denard Robinson running as a quarterback, and now the development of Tate Forcier. So we're seeing this whole thing unfold in front of our eyes. The personnel have changed physically, and now the style of play. And a big part of the style of play is you have to have a quarterback like Tate Forcier who can both run and pass. Evidently, he's into the game mentally. Everything everybody said about some of the things that happened last week at Notre Dame or against Notre Dame. So we are seeing the development of this offense week in and week out, and he's putting all the pieces together.
And frankly, didn't need to throw it a whole lot in this game, throwing for just 68 yards because they were so impressive in the ground game. But I think there had been maybe that little fear that you get a win here in that game against Notre Dame last week, and then all of a sudden you're, not on the cover of Sports Illustrated, but you're up in the little inset up there. I mean, you're getting close, and you're back in the top 25 in the AP poll after a 19-poll absence, the longest since 1966 through 68. So all these things are starting to come together, and maybe you'd have the hangover. What does it say about Rich Rodriguez that didn't happen?
That he has a pulse on the team. I mean, again, a difficult transition, a bad 2008, controversy surrounding the beginning of 09, and yet he's answered the bell every single week, and I think you're exactly right. Today, it was Rich Rodriguez making sure that his guys would continue to play hard. Remember, during the week when we would do our shows, some of the players said, we think we're 0-2.
Right, yeah, and that's interesting. You have to be able, as a player, to really get up for these games. And you can imagine going in and you're playing a team that you think you should go out and dominate, and things aren't going the way you want them to go. But then that second half comes around and you really step up your level of play. Once you can get to the point, though, as a team where you can play all 4 quarters and come out dominant and really effective offense, defense, and special teams, that's when you arrive. But there's no question in my mind that Coach Rodriguez has his team right where he wants them.
Certainly offensively looking exactly like you had hoped they would. 437 yards now on average per game through 3 games. Remember, they averaged 291 yards a game last year, so a dramatic improvement for the Wolverines, and it has shown up in the record. They have tied last year's win total now, 3 games into the season. We'll hear from Rich Rodriguez. We'll hear from Rich Rodriguez later in the show, so stay tuned to hear from the Michigan head coach. Really good game in Minneapolis between the Gophers and Cal, including some of the better catches you'll see from Eric Decker, and some old friends reuniting in Cleveland. We'll show you how it went down between the Buckeyes and the Rockets. Have we seen the newest evolution of the Ohio State offense?